Greetings. I hope all is well. I hope your afternoon, morning, wherever you are at, I hope is going well. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Again, please hit that like button as you come to the chat room. Again, do me a favor and hit that like button. Also, make sure you share the content. Again, make sure you share the content. Tours. We are still rolling to Sierra Leone. Again, we are still rolling to Sierra Leone, November 20th through December 3rd. November 20th through December 3rd, we are rolling to Sierra Leone. So we would love for you to join us. Citizenship is available to those who qualify, and citizenship is available to those who qualify. Gingerly, take me, please. Ginger, listen, if you visit donfo.africa, put down your deposit. Again, if you visit donfo.africa, this is a different site, but if you visit donfo.africa, let me put the link in the chat room. Visit this site right here, donfo.africa. Click on tours, click on Sierra Leone, sign up. You can roll with us. And we're rolling to Nigeria next month. In fact, let me send a message. Guys, give me 1 second. I have to put a message in the Nigerian chat, just reminding everybody in regards to their visa. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Oshun Festival. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna follow up with that. Yeah, so Donfo.Africa for the tours. We're rolling to Nigeria August 8th through the 17th. August 8th through the 17th, we are rolling to Nigeria. So if you're interested in joining us, please hit me up. Go to donfo.africa. Again, donfo.africa. Also, people are always asking, Dianus, where do you get the gear from? Again, people are always asking, Dianus, where do you get the gear from? This is where we get it from. ileamir.com, ileamir.com, ILEAMIR. Again, ILEAMIR.com. Again, ileamir.com. Visit there to grab all of your official Dynasty Mirror gear, ileamir.com. So let's see here. Without further ado, guys, I will put the link in the chat room in about 30 minutes. I'll put the link in the chat room so you guys can call in and add to the conversation. Again, I'll put the link in the chat room so you guys can call in and add to the conversation. All right, family, let's jump right into it. I've been noticing a growing trend of our African brothers and sisters who are coming to America, whether refugees or not, who are getting involved in dusty behavior. Okay? Guys, listen. We need you to be productive. Okay? We need you to be productive in actually contributing to society, not being dusty. All right? And I've been watching and noticing this trend, and it's increasing to the point now I'm noticing African drill and trap rappers here in America. And I'm like, look, listen, we have enough trap music here in America. We don't need any more trap music. We don't need any drill rappers. Okay. And trust me, African family, you're not going to out trap and out drill rap the ADOS, FBA trap and drill rappers. Okay. So you're not going to do it. So we don't need that. We got enough. I mean, let's focus on cultural exchange. whatever your indigenous music is, wherever you're from, give us that. That's what we want. That's what I want. You know, Afrobeat or just any type of like your cultural traditional music. We need more of that. Like that's what we need. We need more of that. We don't want to hear your African trap and drill music. I'm sorry, it's trash. It's trash. I'm sorry. African drill music, Africa trap music, it's trash. All right, it don't sound right. It's trash. You can't out trap and drill music the ADOS FBA. You can't do it. It's trash. Come perform your traditional music. Absolutely love it. Off the chain. Like you know what's big right now, and I might be going to the event this weekend. The South African house music, Appiano. Am I saying it right? Appiano. How do you guys say it? Fire. Great. Afrobeat. Fire. Off the chain. I'm a piano. I'm sorry. I'm a piano. Off the chain. Afrobeat. Off the chain. Ghanaian high life. Off the chain. The traditional music, the Malian jazz from Mali. Off the chain. The music when I'm in, their house music is off the chain. But like I said, African drum music, I'm a piano. Okay, I'm a piano. Off the chain. African drill music is trash. And listen, I don't want to hear it. Yes, Larry, I've been hearing the UK, Caribbean, African trap and drill music is trash. It's all trash. All right, listen, we don't need any more, as me and Kyla will say, we have enough deadly clown music. Again, we have enough deadly clown music. We have enough. It's on the radio every day. People are blasting in their cars. People are walking up and down the street with the earphones in and rapping the deadly clown music out loud. We got enough. So my immigrant family, when you come here, like just your traditional music, stick to that. All right, please stick to that. All right, I will support it. No, when I say bad, I mean terrible. Not bad as in off the chain. Like bad as in terrible. Like we don't need no more trap music. We have enough. We have enough. Like in Senegal, you should endure. You should endure. Off the chain. Love it. And the reason why I did this video, hold on, let me pull it up real quick. This came across my timeline the other day. Just it's like it's like we don't need it. Hold on, I'm about to play this real quick. Give me a second. I gotta do me a favor, hit the like button, and don't be afraid to super chat either. Don't.
Just really refugee. We wanna like slave. This shit hurt, man. I gotta get on the top. This shit hurt. This shit hurt my heart. Just really refugee. We wanna like slave.
Like, I mean, like, what's up with all the guns? That's my point. You come to America as a refugee just to come here and trap and thug it out. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, what's with all the guns? Like, I mean, come on. Come on. Like, we don't need this. Like, you're a refugee kid. What's your indigenous music? Let's listen to that. Like, nobody's listening to this. Nobody wants to hear this. I mean, but I'm seeing more of this. And I'm starting to see it on the continent as well. Listen, we don't want to listen to the African Caribbean drill music and trap music. We don't want to hear it. Like, we don't want to. No, don't blame FBA. No. Listen, FBA ADS is not forcing refugees to participate in this behavior. Like, we don't want to hear it.
Just another refugee kid. Why you wanna treat me like a slave? Read these in. Yeah, man, this shit's true story, man. I got niggas on time of this shit for real. Nigga, shit hurt my heart. No capital. Yeah. I'm just another refugee kid. Why they wanna treat me like a slave? Immigration got hold on my head. Why they wanna treat me like slave? I'm just another refugee kid. Why they wanna treat me like slave? Immigration got hold on my head. Why they wanna treat me like slave? Freaky.
Is that a Liberian flag in the background? Hold on, stop the show. No, that's a Liberian flag in the background. Hold on, these ain't American Liberians either. These ain't American Liberians. This is definitely some indigenous native Liberians coming to America to trap. Stop the show. Hold on. Jim Joel, I need you to call in. I hope Elvis is watching. I need Elvis to call in. I need Jim to call in. I need all you native indigenous Liberians to call in and tell me what the hell is going on here. So post 1980, when you guys started this coup, you guys are now in America trapping and rapping drill music and trap music. So that's what you guys are doing now in America. Trap music. Nah, this is shot in America. Hold on one second. Yeah, I'm gonna put the link in the chat room. I need you native indigenous Liberians to call in and explain this. See, and this is what me and Kala is talking about. Post 1980, now they out here trapping and thugging it out in America. This got indigenous native Liberian written all over it. Nah, Philip, no. Because see, their argument was they were impressed by the American Liberians. The American Liberians forced them to change their names. The American Liberians did this. The American Liberians did that. Now they're in America, home where the American Liberians came from, and they're thugging it out, trapping, and singing drill music. We're talking about those are kids. These are grown ass adults. Come on now. See, stop making excuses. Stop making excuses. Link in the chat room. Those are kids. Where's Colin when you need him? This is the Americo scapegoat culture. That is the Americo scapegoat culture. Colin, call in. I mean, come on, look at this. Let's finish this video.
Jiggy, yeah, we get chicky with it. You got guns in the military. I'm just
Did the Americo-Liberians force them to do this? Guys, 100 years from 50 years from now, Elvis is going to come on here and talk about how the Americo-Liberians forced them to give up their indigenous music in exchange for trap and drill music. That's what's coming next. That's what's coming next. Where's Elvis? That's what Elvis is going to say. Elvis is going to be like, Dynast, the Americo-Liberians forced us when we left Liberia to come to America to thug it out. It's the Americo-Liberians' fault. They enslaved us and they forced us to do this.
In the military, I'm the secretary, bitch. I'm the president, fucking blue shit. Yeah, I'm verified in the street. I'm a vet. Yeah.
I said they're not Americos. They're not. Where's Elvis at? Where's Elvis? I want Elvis to come on here and explain how the Americo-Liberians forced them to do that. Again, I want Elvis to come here and explain and defend and make excuses how the Americo-Liberians forced them to come to America from Liberia and start, instead of performing their, because that was Elvis's argument, that they had to change, the Americo-Liberians forced the natives to change their names and they shamed them and all this other stuff. So that led to the 1980 coup. But since the 1980 coup, this is what is going on. This right here. In fact, guys, during the 1989 Civil War, all they listened to was Tupac. All they listened to was Tupac during the 1989 Civil War. So after that happened, they come over here. The native population came over here to America as refugees, still coming, and now they're doing trap and drill music. So I want him to, I want Elvis to explain how the Americo-Liberians first forced the natives to do trap music. Jay Dello, go ahead.
Hey, Dynast, you can hear me?
I hear you just fine.
Okay, so I'm a young Liberian guy. I came here when I was about 4 years old. I grew up in the States. I go to Liberia about every December. Basically what we're seeing here is pretty much the degradation of the Liberian community. You have a lot of younger guys around my age. I'm in my mid to late 20s. So you have a lot of younger guys around my age that came here and got in trouble. Yeah, I mean, and there's a bunch of different reasons for it. I'm not trying to come up with excuses. We shouldn't be doing this. But basically, you'll have some kids that'll come here with no parents, live with different people, and you have a lot of Liberian kids that grow up in the inner city, like in the hoods. So they becomes sort of part of their culture. I don't want to say it's Black American culture, but this is the type of stuff that they embrace, especially when they come here young and they're growing up mostly in the hood. But I mean, this isn't all of us. It's not even, I would say, a majority of us. There are a lot of young Liberians here who are actually doing really well, went to school, have excellent jobs, and are building back home. So this isn't a representation of, the younger Liberian folks. It just so happens like this is just unfortunate. As far as the Americo
Hey, Jojo,
Liberians,
Joe, let me ask you a question.
go
Jojo, did
ahead.
I meet you 10 years ago at the embassy? Did you go to? Did I meet you 10 years ago? 10 years ago at the Liberian embassy?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay, okay. I sworn those. You look familiar. You look like the guy I met at the
Nah,
embassy back in
you guys know,
2012.
you guys talk to my uncle. My uncle comes here. My uncle comes on here all the time. The great African. That's actually my uncle in real life.
Oh, a great African. Oh boy,
Yeah, that's my uncle in real life.
he's one of a kind, man. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Are you related? Are you related to Cal Fambala?
yeah, yeah. That's my
Professor
aunt.
Cal
That's my
Fambala.
aunt. That's his little sister.
Okay, how can we get her? Because she's my teacher. She's my
Oh, is
teacher,
she
right?
really?
How can we get her? Yeah, I consider her my teacher, man. She's not just Liberian history. She knows African history and she knows African American history better than anybody I know. You know, I would
Yeah,
love to have
yeah.
her
So,
on this show, her on these big platforms, explaining Liberian history, and she's the authority.
okay, yeah.
She's even above Professor
I
Burns,
could give her
in
a
my
call.
opinion.
Yeah, I could give
Yeah,
her a
she
call.
came on the other night.
We
She
can have a
came on
call.
the other night, but she's just busy and everything like that. I wish we could set
Yeah,
that
she's
up. You
really
could
busy.
inbox Dynasty information and set that up and whatnot, and it'd be like a series of the true history of Liberia, like a 5-part, 10-part series where we have to get the truth out there. And about this
Right,
topic,
right,
I want to say this, right? Uh, my like young Liberians, when I consider all the African kids and kids. I don't consider myself ADOS FBA. I see them all as my children. I have the same love for them when I go to Liberia. I see these children. I see them as there's no difference. A black child to me is a black child. That's something unique in the African American experience. I really don't see a difference. I see that we as black people fall into the same traps. We come to the white man's world. Some of us make it. See, Black America set the template for black success, and we set the template for what not to do. So you got both two things. With a lot of I think what drives the ADOS FBA hate movement in America is the fact that white people are trying to take Black America's success away from them, right? As a template, right? And say, oh, immigrants are doing well, and they ignore the immigrants who fall through the traps. So they go through the same thing. Some people are going to make it, and some people won't. What they're trying to do is
right.
discredit Black America because Black America is the only legitimate competition for them. In America, they
What,
would rather favor immigrants over us.
let me ask this question. I don't want to get it misconstrued, right? So I know
Mhm.
how FBA, those people always brag about how black Americans run the culture worldwide and we have influence. Everybody wants to copy us and do this. So is this not copying some of the FBA culture, ADOS culture that they
J
brag
Dolo
about?
and J Dolo, I'll respond with this. I can't stand that. I hate that, and I always have to explain to them. Okay, when you say they're copying our
I hate
culture, they're
this. I
not
hate that too.
copying. They're not copying. George Washington Carver. They're not copying Booker T. Washington. A black man founded the stoplight. A black man. And I keep telling they're copying the so-called this bunch of
Degeneracy.
so-called Black America. Yeah, we're not claiming that. Like we're not claiming
And,
that.
and Titus, you know what? It's annoying too. Annoying too to me, right?
Hey,
When
hey,
I get
Colin,
on TikTok, I had to explode on this one brother.
Colin, it's like you're going in and out, kind of like it's just you're not.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna try to talk clearly. I was on TikTok the other day, right? And this one big black guy is sitting there talking about a white girl wearing box braids or something like that. And I'm saying to myself, and they'll say everything you see when white people wear something like a Bantu not box braid, suddenly black people want to jump up. Oh, they're trying to appropriate our culture. Appropriate our culture. They're ripping us
Say it
off.
again, Colin.
Anything. Or when somebody does some stupid
Say it again, Colin. They try to do what? They try to do what?
appropriate appropriate our culture. Or somebody does some stupid dance and whatnot, and the white girl, the little cute little white girl gets like 100 million views, and the black girl, we invented this. They stole from our culture. It's always something silly, mediocre, and anything. It's nothing anything intelligent. You don't say we stole from Neil deGrasse Tyson. No one talks about George Washington Carver's inventions that got stolen from him and whatnot. It's always something stupid and mediocre we get labeled with, and that's what people think of Black America. Just thing because that's what we value. We value ignorance and we value stupidity. And dumbness and whatnot. So that's why when people adopt the culture, we have to hold that L. We have to hold that L. When you see a Liberian brothers doing this drill music, We made drill music popular. Then drill, bro, it's not just Liberia. It's in Ghana. It's in Nigeria now. It's in the Congo. It's spreading throughout Africa like a cancer. And the only thing the thing is that they're not going to act on it like we do because they know in Africa there's consequences for them for their action if they really actually start doing what the baby doing and shooting people up and all this kind of stupid nonsense. They know in Africa they won't live very long.
Yeah.
Because
Gas them up. Go ahead,
Africans themselves, they don't need the government. Africans themselves don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Gas them up. Go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, can you hear me?
There, you're just fine.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, in regards to the topic, I mean, you posted this a while ago when you were talking about Alpo. This is about, I think, last year when you were talking about Alpo. The thing is that, 2 points. The first point is that every immigrant group, when they get to America, copies what they think is the way of becoming Americanized. You saw Caribbean immigrants, particularly Jamaicans, in the 80s come to America. And back then, in the 60s and 70s, there was this embrace of education. And then all of a sudden, you have the shower posse, right? You have, as KRS One said, the Dreads had Brooklyn going crazy, right? So, it's just Africans now trying to come in and copy and, attempt their hand at degeneracy and degenerate behavior. But this is why the crisis of identity is global for all Black people, because Black people in America, Blackness is largely relegated to things like sports, dance or / drugs and entertainment. So you have an idiot like Young Thug and Gunner who will tell you that they represent the culture. And the culture is something that can be sold for $11.99 and downloaded on iTunes and all streaming platforms. Click the like button.
Yep.
And this is the nonsense that people think is culture. And I say it all the time. That's not culture. Culture is rules, regulation, and structure and order. You're not going to show me the Hasidic Hebrew girl in Eastern Parkway twerking for Zionism. It's not going to happen. You understand what I'm saying? Because the rules of her culture will come in and stop that. You're not going to see the Amish girl who's doing a handstand, pee popping for Amish oatmeal or something. I know I'm being silly, but my point is because they have cultures, they have rules, they have structure. What's happening in Africa right now is that the African elite elder class have failed in many aspects, and they have not really done a good enough job of enculturating the generation coming behind them, because the generation coming behind them saw the entire 80s, the entire 90s, starting with people like Ibrahim Babangida, Blaise Compaoré. They saw these leaders who were extremely corrupt, who were extremely sellouts. So now these young Africans are like, no, I'm not going to do that. Anybody take a plane, go to, Lagos, Nigeria, go to Banana Island. You're going to see girls who are getting, dogs to sleep with them for money. I mean, I've seen girls in Nigeria wearing poom poom shorts, which I would have never saw 6-7 years ago, right? These girls are wearing poom poom shorts. They got the bonnets on their head in Nigeria, right? And these are things that is because, again, the elite political class has failed to enculturate the youth, right? You have this fight between them. They call them lazy youth. They say that they're not good. So, of course, these kids they want nothing to do with their culture. They have no concept of history. I'm telling you, most of these Africans, if you sit down and ask them about, high science that their spiritual systems created, they don't even know that people in West Africa were doing C-sections before the European man got there, right? That they were performing surgeries before the European man got there. They have no idea about their culture. They don't know any of those things, right? And so they have a disdain for their own culture, most of these young Africans. So the next best thing that they're going to click to is what they think is African American culture, because African Americans don't control their own image at the end of the day. MTV and BET control the Black American image, which is what they want you to see. So what they want you to see is a moron like Young Thug who wears a skirt, but now he's a gangster. He's pulling, he's a stepper. And so, of
Oh,
course,
now
again, like I
now
said,
he's praying. Now gas him up. Now he's praying. He's doing love songs in jail because he's
well,
trying to accomplish. I changed my ways, man. I reform. Let me
maybe he's
out. And
gonna
that,
be
you
a
know what I'm saying?
priest.
He's gonna
Maybe
be a
he'll come
priest.
out
He's
with a
gonna be like,
gospel album. Him and
What he
Kirk
say?
Franklin have a gospel album.
Hey, Colin, what
I'm
he
gonna
say?
tell
He
y'all
said,
everything.
what he say, Colin? What he
We
say?
say he said he's gonna be a priest. He gonna change his ways. You know what I'm saying? Bottom
Yeah,
line,
this is
bottom
it.
line is
Him and Kirk Franklin are gonna make an
I
album.
was a
So to sum it up, yeah, yeah, no, I
Go
mean,
ahead, go
look,
ahead,
to
go ahead.
sum it up for me is just basically saying that, no, America Liberians didn't cause these silly African kids to do this nonsense. But again, like I said, this is what happens when African leaders fail their population. These youth don't look to their culture, right? You go to any African society today, they don't care about their culture. They look down on it. They are looking at what they think is all Western
facts.
modernity and the West. So for them, they don't want to be African. Go to Banana Island, go to Lekki, go to all these
And let me
places
and
where
let
these
me let
kids
me ask
are,
you,
and you'll see.
gas him up. I asked a question yesterday to Amara, right? He's long winded and stuff like that. I'm glad he got back on.
Amara's in the back,
We
so
got
I'm gonna let him here shortly. But we got a DIM
okay,
in the
okay. I
yeah.
know he got a lot to say. He got a lot to say.
Yeah. Hold
Anyway,
on, let me.
I asked him the question, right? How is it? How is it that we can? How is it that we? What is it about the modern world the black race has a mess? How do we have to create a template to the world? Say this is modern African culture, like Japan did. Japan owns agency over its modernization. You can't go to Japan and say that's not Japan. You see skyscrapers, Mitsubishi, everything is just there with the Shinto shrines. It's all balanced out. Modern, ancient, everything in one culture. Why is it African every time black people are Africans when it's modern? Oh, we're not African no more. Why is it that of always come like Dubai? Can you honestly say Dubai is not a freaking Arab city? It's an Arab city. Everything around you written in Arabic is Arabic, but it's modern. Why have we mastered that yet?
Hey, let me. The IM. Go ahead, Gaston.
Well,
Let me
okay, go ahead.
pass it to the IM real quick. The IM. Go ahead. Unmute yourself. The IM.
Okay, what's going on, y'all? Peace, man.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think well, you're talking about a lot of things, and this is like my second time, well, really first time on this panel. Uh, the culture that the Negroes, aka the African Americans, supposed to be implementing is in the scriptures. It's in the scriptures, uh, and the foundation is the Ten Commandments. That's the core of what the culture is supposed to be, the laws and commandments of the Most High God.
What about African people who didn't have the Ten Commandments? What did they follow?
What do they follow?
I'm saying, what did they follow before Abrahamic religions came? Like my people, where Isoko, we have no concept of an Abrahamic 10 laws that you got to obey. Remix of the so-called negative or 48 confessions, whatever the Egyptians were
It's
doing.
not the
We didn't
remix
have
of
any
that,
of that.
but I
In
get your
my app,
point.
Well, whatever it is.
Egyptians had my
Yeah,
app,
yeah,
my app.
I don't know. I'm not. I really, I'm not a
Okay,
fan. But I'm
let
just
me answer
saying.
that. You
What
say
about those
what?
people who didn't have that? What
Right.
did they
What?
follow?
Uh, that's a good question. It appears that they didn't have the Ten Commandments. That's for sure. So they had to follow. They was following the ways and cultures of their people at that time during that time period.
Okay, so were you saying is African Americans are following the 10, or are you saying Africans were following the 10 Commandments of the Most
I didn't say
High?
anybody. I didn't say anyone's following. I said with the African American, aka the Negroes, the ones that was brought over here on slave ships for slavery to be slaves to the Caucasians
Yeah.
here in America. They their culture is the Ten Commandments and all the other laws that's mentioned in Genesis to Malachi, the so-called Old Testament.
So
That's what.
is that as where they were? So I guess to be clear, I just want to make sure I understand you. So you're saying that that their culture is what was given to them when they got to the U.S., or is that something that they had as they were being put on the slave ships?
No, the result of slavery is a result of rejecting the culture that God gave them. That's why they went into
Oh, so
captivity.
you're
Lost.
saying those Africans who were enslaved had the Ten Commandments but rejected it. So Barclays Bank decided to insure
No, you're
ships
not
to
listening, man.
grab them.
You're not playing. You don't know how to play back what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the culture that we Negroes, aka African Americans, supposed to be
What's a
doing
Nagro? What's a
The
Nagro?
is
Freedman stuff. Is
Negro is another
What's
word
a
for
that
Negro.
Nagro?
Freedman stuff? Yeah,
All
Freedman,
right.
Oh God.
So you're
Negro,
gonna let me finish or
Diane.
Negro,
what?
Negro. Hell.
You
All
gonna
Yeah,
let me
right,
go
finish
ahead.
or what?
all
All
right,
right.
Diane.
So
All right,
let me
Diane.
finish.
All
And
right,
if
bro.
you
All
don't
right.
like it, then you can
Yeah,
go against
okay,
what I'm saying.
go ahead.
What
Go
I'm
ahead.
saying is drill music is not it's not the issue. It's what you say in the lyrics. Drill music is just war music, first of all, and many other music is kind of like war music, like rock and roll. So music per se, in and of itself, is not something that's bad. It's what you do with it. It's like a weapon. It's what you do with it. It's how you're using it. It's what you're using it for. Killing is not necessarily a bad thing. It's what type of killing are you doing? Are you murdering someone? Are you defending yourself? And then they get killed like that. So you got to keep things in this with intelligence in its
Do
proper
the Navy SEAls listen to drill music before they go on missions?
We don't know. Hey,
possibly. You
greetings,
don't you
panel.
don't know what they listen to.
Greetings,
You
panel.
don't.
Hey, can I say something, Dinah?
So
Go
so
ahead,
let me
Darcy.
finish the
Go ahead,
ten.
bro.
So the Ten Commandments is this. So the Israelites.
Diane.
Yeah.
We're gonna pass it to Dark Skin Drake. Dark Skin Drake, go ahead.
What's going on,
Hotep,
panel? Greetings, everybody.
Hotep,
Well, first, I would like to say
Hotep, bro.
that the black diaspora as a whole is lost, and the other half has lost its mind. You know what I'm saying? We don't know where we come from a lot of time. We don't know the real history, and then we throw things out there. But I was calling because I saw a show you did the other day, and the African brother, he was like, "Yeah, you might have to get over the fact that we sold y'all or whatever, and just do business." And I'm like, how can you get over that and then do business with somebody? That means they still got a capitalist mind state towards us over here. I'm just saying that because y'all look past that, and it's like, bro, we can't look past the fact that if this transatlantic thing happened like they say it happened, some people are responsible, and the people that are so-called responsible have to take acknowledgement of their responsibility, and then they were like, well, what do we want? We just want whatever we deserve. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't gonna work for somebody to come over there, capitalize, industrialize, and then take, you know what I'm saying, take a back seat to the progression, and then they be like, oh, it's because y'all are African ancestors and all that. You feel me? It's like,
No, I
I
agree
hear
with
what
you,
you.
brother. If you go to my channel, hold on,
I,
Kyle, I was just telling real quick. If you go to my channel, I had a great discussion with an African American brother about African culpability during the slave trade. So, anybody want to check it out, or you just type in gas them up, and it's there. You can listen to it. So,
and then going back to
we
that,
we name who's responsible. So you
right?
can
And
find
then
out
going
who's
back to that,
responsible.
let
right?
me ask you a
Going
question.
back to that, right?
Let me ask you. Let me ask you brothers a question,
Hmm.
right? Now, everybody has all the kumbaya. I've seen all the kumbaya all my life and whatnot. People go on for things. I have a good friend of mine, John Cashin, right? And known him for years, a decade or more, right? He's in Nigeria. I introduced him to Dynas, right? He's been on the show. He's been trying to build stuff and everything. He just simply told me, man, he said, unless you're not in the upper echelons of the tribal elite and everything like that. See, everything when it comes to power, black people,
Right,
we have
right,
all these things, right? One thing we never have is power, right? When
right.
it comes to power, he's been trying to build a light rail trade there for decades now. He's been in there and everything like that. He still lives in Nigeria, right? And I'm saying my whole thing is this, though. When we talk about real accountability, there will be African American corporations, right, by law in all these countries being able to bid on and participate in the economic activity. That's reciprocity. That's
Yeah, but see,
reparations.
But
That's
see,
all.
my whole thing is that still they still capitalize. Like a guy like Akon, right? I noticed y'all never even talk about him or bring him
Yeah,
up.
yeah. That guy. But that's different because
But no,
he's
it ain't
using
no
all
difference.
white and
It show
Chinese
you how they
investors and
do. It
everything.
show you how they do, my brother.
Yeah, but we're not going
He
to
got his
hold up.
whole
But
he
us
got
cat.
his whole he got
Kyle,
his
let him
whole
finish. Kyle, let
thing
him finish,
off.
brother.
But
He got his
Bro,
whole
I
thing
can't.
off of.
Kyle, let him finish. Dark Skin Drake, start all over. I can't. Kyle, let him
I'm
finish.
sorry. I'm
Go ahead.
sorry. I didn't mean to
No,
talk over you,
no,
my
you're not
man.
sorry. Go ahead. No, Kyle, go ahead, Dark Skin.
I was just saying that Akon got his whole career and identity. Listen to his name, Akon, about being a convict. He got his whole identity off being a Black American, right? And what he did with that is turn that around and gives all his money to Africa. I don't see him helping communities in Atlanta or New York or wherever. He might do it, right? Because he got millions of dollars. I'm not gonna tell him what he's doing with his money. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, on a global scale, he's showing that everybody that he's going to Africa. And Africa is all of this new world, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, damn, you took all your resources and your image from America and did that for Africa. I don't
Did you
really
say that when he signed T-Pain? Did you say that when he signed T-Pain and all them people on convict music and put all that
Yeah,
millions of dollars in African
yeah.
American pockets?
I
Yeah,
said it
let me
then
say this:
personally. I know these
Akon,
people. You know what I'm
as
saying?
far
So
as
yeah, I
his
said it.
business,
I'm saying it now. Ain't I?
No, but wait, Colin, but Colin, hear what he said, because he's forgetting that Akon had T-Pain and all of them convict music people, and he employed tons of African Americans. He didn't sign not one African to any music deal. He signed nothing but African Americans.
No. Gas him up. He signed WizKid when they first came out.
Nah, WizKid, that was a funny deal. He didn't really he brought WizKid. He didn't put no real paperwork with WizKid.
And I mean, as far as with the T-Pain
But I'm just saying,
thing,
like
his
the brother said,
identity with
he
T-Pain was
had
short-lived.
convict music. Nah, it wasn't short lived. T-Pain's biggest hits were under convict music, Nappy Boy. We was there, we was listening to it. You know what I'm saying? But my
But
point
like I
is
just said,
that
it still don't negate the
okay,
fact
so
that
what's okay? I agree with you, brother.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
get that, but what's the other side? What's the other side? You want him to stay in the hood with America and get killed like Nipsey?
I mean, listen,
right?
bro.
Y'all can't have it both
I mean,
ways. Y'all
you
can't
guys
have it
can't have
both
it both
ways.
ways too. You can't
I
have it both ways too.
hey,
You
brother,
can't try to
Dark
live
Drake.
off our struggle. See, this was my problem with
See,
the
Dark Drake. See, hold on, hesitate. We have to look, man. I'm gonna tell you this, man. Like Abraham Lincoln told the Southerners, you have to have better angels. I expect better out of our people, man. That whole idea, Akon came is I don't even though I don't like gangster rap music, everything like that. Akon's official. You know, he came into the culture. He proved himself and everything like that. He's part of the culture.
Nipsey was official
You
too.
know,
But the
but
thing, like
only
he
thing I
just
had a
said,
problem with Akon was hold on. I know, but Nipsey was half Eritrean. You know, the whole thing is this. The whole thing is this. So I'm saying like this. But as far as Akon is concerned, right? The only thing problem I had was right is that he took the idea of a city state from the BA, my organization BAO, the idea of an African standard, and then he ran with it. You know, and
I'm
he said
not
we're gonna build
mad
a
at
city
his
state,
progression.
but
Excuse
it
me, sir.
wasn't a Pan
I'm not
African.
mad or angry.
I mean, that's fine. I'm saying this. My problem with Akon right now is he's doing his city thing, the Akon city, the wrong way. It wasn't like people advising him what type of city was this going to be. He didn't have people like myself, Casimum, Adidas, and all the Pan Africans around the world. He didn't consult with Umar
Right,
Johnson. He didn't consult with nobody in the Pan African world, you know?
right.
And basically, he's Chinese and everything because he really believes that the Chinese, and they're basically building it. Well, the whole thing is, if the whole idea of an African state like that is something that we build, we control, we maintain. If you're gonna build a state, it's gonna be like a glorified Disney World, which you go pay your money and you spend all your money, and then whatever you don't own nothing. What's the point? You know
Yeah.
why on African
I
soil would
mean,
I go to an Akon city with
I
Europeans
disagree
and
with a
say
lot of that stuff on so many different levels because
Yeah, but brother, I just want to point out your point, and I want to hear your response because, and I agree with you. There's a lot of sellout Africans, and we don't rock with them. I know they definitely don't rock with them on this channel. But when y'all say that about the Africans is coming here again, resources going back to Africa, every immigrant group does that for the most part. No one has a problem with Israelis,
I'm not
Chinese.
sold on that
No, hold
everybody
on,
from
wait. But
Africa
what I'm
either.
saying is,
I'm not
but what I'm
sold on
saying
that.
is, no, that's fine. That's good. I'm not mad at that. But what I am saying is that you got a few choices. You could do it the Nipsey way and get killed, or you could do it the Akon way. And you guys are criticizing Akon, but my
Nah,
beef is
you
that
gotta do it the
hold
Nipsey
on.
way. You gotta do it the Nipsey
No,
way.
no, I refuse to do it the Nipsey way because if I
So
was
let's get your
Nipsey's
square
brother,
ass out of
I
here
would have
then.
told
Because
Nipsey.
America
I
going
would have
up,
told
bro.
Nipsey.
Everybody going
I
up.
would have told Nipsey.
You
No,
saying?
I would have told.
It's
Hold on,
going up.
brother. I would have told Nipsey that at the end of the day, this is the problem. If Nipsey had taken his money and opened up some businesses in Eritrea, they wouldn't have touched a hair on his head. But y'all don't have control in y'all community. See, the beef is, and
That's
I'm
the
not coming
thing.
at you guys. Hold on, brother.
Man,
I know it's bitter
I don't
medicine, but
agree
you
with
got to
none of
take
that.
it because I know you don't agree. But like I tell them on the platform all the time, take these arguments and go stand on them corners and talk to them young boys who steppers, who getting sturdy. Like that young boy who got stabbed, a 14-year-old kid in New York. It from Yonkers, the rapper kid who got stabbed to death. Take this message and talk to them. Don't come to the Africans and say that to them because y'all want to tell the Africans A, B, and C, but you don't have control over your community. Now, when you
But
have control
Africans
over
don't
your
even have
community,
control over their own
when
economy.
But
What
I
but
does
that
step
we're
in
not
do I
talking
really
also.
about
have to
that.
answer to an
But hold
African?
on,
Hold on,
but
my
we not
brother.
hold
Why
on, brother.
would we
Wait,
have
wait,
to
no, no,
answer
wait,
to
wait,
an
wait, brother,
African, bro? I'm not
slow
answering to
down,
no
brother.
Africans, bro. I
I
don't
didn't
know
ask you to
what
answer
your
me,
mind state
brother,
is,
brother,
but my
brother,
mind state
brother,
is not over here in
brother. Slow
America
down,
being
brother. You're
apologetic
being
answering to no
brother,
African about
brother.
nothing.
Slow down, my brother. I'm not telling you to be apologetic. You don't have to bow down to me for nothing. I'm not your God. You your own man. I respect that. What I'm telling you is simple. I understand what I'm saying. You may not like it. And I'm not trying to disrespect you at all, but it's still the truth. We're not talking about whether Africa ain't got control of nothing. That's cool. Right? At the end of the day, you take the dirt out your own eye and worry about your own eye before you point the
So
dirt in
while you
somebody
don't do
else's
that to
eye.
your same thing, why don't you do that?
No,
Why
but
don't
you
you
just
take your
came on
own
here talking
advice?
about Akon.
Take
Hold on,
take
listen.
your own
Listen,
advice,
no,
my
no,
brother.
no, no.
That's
Listen,
why I
Dinus,
brought up
listen.
Akon
I
because
want to
he
show y'all something.
appropriated American culture to
No,
do a lot of
no.
American shit and then turn
You see what I'm
around
saying,
and give
Dinus?
to
This is what we're
Africa
talking about.
because
He's like, see
You see what
that
I'm
whole
saying?
FBA. We got to stop.
This is
We
what I'm
got to
saying,
stop.
Colin.
Yo, it's getting toxic, man. It's getting toxic,
You
man.
can't.
It's
yeah,
getting
You
it is
old,
can't,
man.
toxic
Colin.
because
Correct the
he's
Listen.
trying
This
to
is
shade.
what
tell
I'm saying.
somebody
They
he's trying to
Correct
come
the
tell
on here
shade.
somebody
Talking
that
and
they
you
should
tell her
they
and you
should
tell.
change their views and
I'm not
bow
telling
down
you
to his
nothing.
views
No, no. You
no
see,
because
one's
this is what
telling
I'm
you to
saying.
change
Nobody
your
told
views,
you.
man, bro.
No one told you to
I ain't
change your views.
confused.
You
I just
believe
heard
what
what he
you
said.
believe.
He was trying to say,
No, no.
why
You're
would you
being
take the plank out
defensive.
of your eye if
No,
you
no,
why would
brother, brother. What you're
the
doing is you're being
scripture thing,
defensive,
whatever. How they try to
brother.
use
Hold
scripture
on,
on you, whatever. And
brother.
they
Hey, what
don't
Hold
know
about
on,
what
hold
the
on?
brother.
What
Bible
about
says.
hold on?
Wait a
Let me ask you about
wait a
Dr.
minute,
Okay,
Dre.
Colin.
hold
I
on,
just
hold
want
on,
to
hold
ask
on,
you.
hold on.
No,
Yo,
Colin, I
check this
gotta
out.
ask you this
Let's talk
question.
about Dr. Dre.
Why, Colin?
Oh
Wait,
my,
wait, Colin. I want.
hold on. Oh my goodness, man. I'm getting a headache. One mic. All right, gas them up, then we'll pass it to college. Then we're gonna go to Obi. All right, hold on.
Yeah, I just want to ask the question because, brother, I don't want you to be offended. Like you get what I'm saying. And I say this on the platform all the time. African Americans have achieved what they achieved in their time. Black people in diaspora have what they achieved rivals anything that was ever created on the continent. Nobody's taking that away. But what I'm saying is that it's easy now to talk about the African, which you should. There's a lot of sellout calls. There's a lot of problems with Africa. We agree. But you can't now come on here and saying all the stuff that you're saying when your community, you don't have control over it. So all I'm saying to you is don't be defensive. Don't get angry with what I said. Take that energy, wake up in the morning and go back on your corners and take your corners back.
I'm not
Go back
angry.
on your
I'm not
corners. Get
offensive.
your
Can I
women in
answer
All
order.
that?
right.
No, hold on.
Let me
That's
say
all I'm
this.
saying. Get your
Can I
people
answer
in
that
order
question?
before you come talk to us.
Can I answer that
Right,
question? Can I answer?
right. Check this out. Let me
Hold
say.
on, let me
Let me
answer.
say this.
Let me answer before you got something to say, bro. He was talking to me. Let me say something. First of all, I don't even agree with the term African American. Second of all,
Oh no. Oh
third,
no.
because first of all, y'all giving white people too much credit. Like these people really actually came over there to Africa and took people and took a whole race of people. That's a whole nother story.
So
Second of all,
you don't believe
bro, I know
your
I don't.
of the
It's not a
trend.
belief. It's not a belief, Mr. Sir. You got your history. I
Are you
got mine. I know
Cherokee?
my history.
Bro, I can tell by your voice, right? You're
Yeah.
African descent. You know, I can tell by your voice you're black African descent. You just
Okay. Melanated.
by your
Because
baritone and
because
everything.
like I
No,
say,
black.
bro.
Nah, he could
No,
be
not
Cherokee. You never
melanated.
know.
You're black African. You know.
Nah, bro. Everybody ain't.
Oh
That's what I'm
Lord,
trying to
man!
tell you,
No,
bro.
why these Cherokee Negroes and all these people always come on these platforms? You know, and this is what I want to say about this. Dr.
Who,
Why you
Dre
got
gave
so
a
who are
much?
hundred
them
Why you
people?
million
got so
dollars.
much? Why you got so much animosity against those type of Negroes?
All right,
Why?
hold on. Here we
Because
go.
that
Because
means
I can't stand
because
them.
that means you can sell
No,
them.
I don't
You
have
can sell. You can easily sell them.
animosity.
One mic. Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan. Go ahead, Obi. Obi-Wan. Going
Yeah, I just
once.
wanted to say, what you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Can
Go
you hear
ahead.
me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
hear you.
go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say what Dark-skinned Drake was saying is ridiculous. Akon did not take his money to Africa and drop a bag of rice for poor people. He's
Man, that
investing
man
his money,
sold African
meaning his
Americans
money
out,
is
bro.
growing. he found a better business opportunity in America than he would. He found a better business opportunity in Africa than he would in America because he would need far greater capital in America to do what he's doing in Africa. He's being a businessman. This is what businessmen do. When American industries left from the Midwest and went to China, they were just doing what they did best because they found better regulations there and it was cheaper for them. That's it. That's what Akon is doing, but in Africa this time.
Excuse
So
me,
you
Mr. Sir.
watching his pocket and saying,
They were doing the same thing a couple centuries ago and calling it slavery and calling it a business move when they so-called sold some of
Yeah,
our ancestors.
let me tell you something. Can
what the hell are
Akon
you
possibly
talking
build
about?
that so-called Akon City in Missouri? No, because it's too expensive and everything like that.
Exactly. There's too much
He went to a
regulations as
country.
well.
He went to Senegal where they said, "Hey, you got this territory," because that's why black people we always say to be a land infrastructure nationhood. Once you have a piece of land, it's all we'll solve the diaspora problem in Africa. It's land infrastructure nationhood. You get land, you build infrastructure, you invest in infrastructure, and you have a sense of peace of tranquility. It's like
Like I
Khaled,
this
this
said once
guy's an
again, sir,
American.
like
He
I
no,
said
just
no,
he's an
like I said
American.
once again, and it's going over the whole panel's head. And I never said I'm angry or
Can I
upset
also
at
just say
Akon.
one thing?
But what I am saying is, do you think that Akon would take people from Missouri to live in that city? Do you
yeah,
think
he
he
said
would
No,
anybody
listen
come
to
on. He
no,
people?
said
no, he shouldn't because they're gonna be out of order. Nobody wants them on the
Oh my
corner
God.
drilling and being steppers, man. Keep them in Missouri.
You see what I'm
Keep them in
saying?
we
Mississippi.
don't want no
Keep
thugs.
them in
We don't. They don't
Mississippi.
want. We
No, we
don't
don't
want
want
thugs.
them.
You see how my man
Bring
is?
the
We
George
don't want the
Washington
thugs over
Carvers.
there.
And that's
Wait,
why
wait,
Bring
wait.
the
you're
George
gonna always
Washington
have
Carvers.
sellout. That's why you're
Okay,
gonna always
Gassama,
have
stop
sellout
trolling.
Negroes, bro.
Bring the George
Darkin, bro, can
Washington
I just
Carvers
answer
and
this?
keep the
Do those
steppers over there.
people have money? Wait, gas them up, bro. Please just chill. Gas them up, just chill for a second. If those people have money, they can buy real estate in that city. That's how it is, man. You think this is not? He's not doing any charity. He's being a businessman. So what do you mean? Can people from Missouri go there if they have the money and if they want to go there, they
Bro,
can go
bro, bro, the whole
like
thing is
anyone
based
else.
off
No
charity. Don't
welfare.
give me no
No
loan.
welfare
Don't give me
That's
no lick in the
program.
bucket,
No
sir.
food
Just
stamps.
because you
that's
talking all that, let me tell you, sir, his whole thing is based off charity. That's why he doing it in Senegal, sir. So don't try to tell me, oh, it's not based off charity and all
Holy
that, sir.
shit!
Just because you talking
How's
all
it
that, you
based on
just said
charity?
business. You just said business. Now
How
it's
is it
not
based
based
on
off
charity?
charity because that's why he doing it in
Darcy, hold on.
Senegal, sir.
It's a business move, bro.
That's why he doing it because they don't got
Oh
electricity and
my
all
God,
this
this guy.
running water and all this backwards ass stuff they got.
One mic. Okay, no, he's conflating issues. So there's the Akon lighting Africa, then there's the city. He's talking about the lighting Africa, not the
Exactly,
city.
those are two different things.
Those are two different things. Dark skins, right?
So wait a minute.
Oh,
But
I'm
here's
about
the
to
thing.
say.
But
So
Dre,
wait a
why
minute.
do you care about
Akon
Africans? You're
lighting up the
African
city
American,
don't
right?
got
You're
nothing to do with
American.
what
So
I was
why are you
talking
worried
about.
about that? Okay, listen. Even if it did, but why you see? This is what I don't understand. Why are you worried about it? You said you ain't African
I just
American.
told
You
you
said
I
that
don't
America's
subscribe
coming
to
up.
that title, sir. You're calling
Okay,
you
I
don't even
said
like
that.
African American.
You
So
said
if I was
you said
African American,
you
you
said
already showed me you wouldn't like me. So I wouldn't give a
that's
fuck.
great.
I mean,
That's great.
excuse me,
You in
I wouldn't give
pocket.
a
So
damn
you in
about what you
pocket.
got
That's
going
great.
on, bro.
I respect that. That's gangster. But what I'm telling you is, why do you care about Africans? Like, go on your
Why do they
FBA, because
care about
remember,
getting in black
Farrakhan,
people's pocket?
y'all
Why do they care about getting
keep
in
in
black
mind,
people's pocket
keep
in
in mind,
America? Why do they care
we
about
don't
selling
care.
their so-called ancestors and never
We
came back
don't
as a
care.
revolt to do nothing?
We
And they never
don't
made an
care.
amends and you still don't care
But
because
We
what
don't
about
worried
care.
Dr.
about somebody
Dre gives
like you
$100 million
worried about
Hold
somebody
on,
to
like
white
me
Khaled,
university, University of
Khaled.
LA?
Don't do that,
Y'all
Khaled. Don't
playing
even
me,
go
bro.
there.
Y'all playing. You
Khaled,
playing.
don't
Your
do
whole
that.
thing is
Khaled,
a
wait, hold
game.
on. Wait, listen, you're right. But at the end of the day, hold on, but I just want to ask him a question. At the end of the day, again, all these things that you're saying, first off, Africans ain't worried about you. Africans come to America for the most part. They come here to make money to go back home.
Exactly. That's why when you come out here,
So why are you worried
it's
about us?
y'all right to get extorted out here then. Since you don't care,
It's
when you
our
come
right
out
to get
here in all
extorted?
these ghetto cities like Chicago, Atlanta, y'all listen
Yeah,
to these people on this panel, y'all. And these cities start putting the pressure on their
yeah.
neck. Because this guy, he want to be the spokesman.
You ain't nobody to put no pressure on nobody's neck, man. We call the FBI to get rid of
You
you
don't
in an
know who
hour, man.
I am,
You ain't
sir.
nobody.
You don't know who
Y'all
I am,
scared of
sir.
the FBI and the DA, man. Y'all
You
not
don't
built
know
like
who I
that, man.
am.
Come on, man. Y'all don't talk tough to
Yeah,
the DA. You want to come on here
let me
and
tell you
talk tough to
something.
Africans? Come on, man. Get out of here with that, man. Y'all don't talk like this to the biker
This
white
is a
boys.
Tariq
When the white boy,
disciple.
hold on, Colin. When the biker boys come out
Man,
there
don't get
and
mad
when
now.
the
Don't get
Mexican
all heated
mafia
up
in
now. You
LA,
the one
when the Mexican mafia in LA make moves, y'all don't
talking.
talk tough. Don't come on here and talk tough to Africans. Come on, cut it out, man. Cut that out, man.
You
Y'all
gotta
act
Saying,
punch
tough
bro.
with the
down.
wrong
You gotta
You
people.
the
punch
one put
down.
that energy in the air.
One mic.
You put that energy in the air, bro. I was just telling y'all that
Oh man,
Africans
come on. We moved
did
on. We
not
moved on. All
make
right.
amends to Black Americans that they so-called sold out, and they never
You just said you're not one of us. Why would we make amends to you? You just said you're not
All right,
African.
what mic? What mic?
Okay,
Shy.
let me come in for a minute.
All
Can I
right,
come in
Amar.
for
Yeah, I
a
forgot
minute?
about you. No, hold on, Shy. Go ahead, Amar. I forgot about you. Go
Oh
ahead.
man, dark skin Drake versus MR. That's gonna be good.
All right, go ahead,
Okay.
Amar.
First of all, the subject is about what coming to America and thugging out, and and
You should
what
know
you
about this, Amar.
what they're talking about thugging out. What break it down a little bit because I don't know because most of the Africans that come over here, they're hustlers. I mean, we got a hustler mentality. We come in, we go to school. If we got to the ones that can go to school, do that. The
Get your
ones that can't
degree.
work,
Your degree.
work, and then get money, send it back home, establish themselves. So, I mean, I don't understand the
Y'all
thing
been
behind.
driving for 30 years. Get that degree. And whatnot. You driving cab for 30 years. I got my degree. 30 years. I got my degree.
No,
Y'all crack
people
me up though, man. I
listen.
love
When
y'all though.
people
I love y'all. Though. I love y'all.
okay, when people drive, the people
Listen,
that drive
you
cabs
just
for
you just heard what he
no, wait
said,
a
right,
minute,
Dinus? You just heard what
wait
he
a
said,
minute.
right?
When you
So
drive
here
cabs
in
for 30
America,
years, when you drive cabs for
listen,
30 years, the only reason why people that get degrees or some are doctors and they drive cabs and you don't see them at a job is because they ain't got no papers.
listen,
Amar. Say degree again. Say it again.
Degrees?
degrees.
I
Hey,
told
I'm
you.
not mad at Africans,
Degrees.
right?
With
Listen, I'm
degrees.
not
With
mad at Africans.
degrees.
I'm not mad at
What's
they
wrong with
hustle.
it?
I'm not mad at they
We,
hustle.
we,
But
we, we,
he
we
just
love
told you,
y'all, man. We love my
he
African
just told
brothers.
you that
I love them to death,
he just
man.
told you he just told you that he will be in your community, leeching off of your community, and never give back to your
You
community.
ain't
So
got no
who
community,
cares?
man.
Wait a
What
minute.
community?
Yo, so what, man? Let them have it. Let
No,
them have
hold
it.
on, but
You know
Kala,
something?
wait,
If
Kala.
Africans want to come over
What
here and take over
community?
this community, they can.
Dark skin
They
Drake.
can have it.
Dark skin
Kala, they don't
what's his
have a
name?
community. There is no
And then you got
community.
No,
then
wait,
you
Show
wait,
me
got
the
wait.
They can have
community.
it. We
hostile,
have one.
angry
They can have.
Africans
There's
that's
no
mad at
community.
so-called African Americans because they don't
What
have.
community?
Oh
No.
Lord,
Tell me what community you
they ain't
talking
got
about.
shit,
Show me.
man.
I can tell you
Where?
about a community.
That
East
war
Palo
zone.
Alto,
Hey, you
California.
hear Philadelphia?
East
10
Palo
to
Alto,
14
Come
year
on,
old
man.
California.
kids killed a
East Palo
73-year-old
Alto,
black man. You heard about
California,
that?
Tyler.
Dice, you heard about that?
Tyler.
Yeah.
East Palo
They beat
Alto,
Kala,
California.
oh yeah,
It's
that's
a
a
known,
community
it's a known
tie we're
location.
talking about. You
Okay.
know,
Okay.
you can
Hold on.
have the community
Hold
tie.
on.
Okay, let me get in here. Let me get in here.
They bring all the
All right,
division.
so
That's why it's
again,
called
welcome back to the
Pan-African.
room.
Oh, God. One mic.
The
So
Africans
what
can't even.
I'm gonna get in here. I'm
One
after
mic.
Lamar.
Okay.
So
Hold on.
listen.
Hold on. We're gonna pass it to Shay. Sha. Go ahead, Sha. Go ahead.
So, overall, the conversation is going on. The conversation between African peoples, mainly West Africa, but we got East Africa too. It's all over, and the Caribbean, and African Americans. Eventually, hopefully, we'll get Brazilians and Colombians, Africans in those places to be involved in this conversation. We've got to start somewhere. But the question also arises, and this is 30 years later, question of identity. I'm almost 60. When I was your age, in your ages in the 20s and early 30s, that was a question that came up. We was calling ourselves Black. We're back to that again. That's okay that we can be at that, but we need to read the room, meaning read the people. Why are we back at that? So it's important because whatever happened in those 30 years, as that renaissance took place in the 80s with the Afrocentrism, and as time went on, that information, that spirit kind of faded down, and the transfer of knowledge or transfer of information from one generation to the next, there's a generation gap there. That would be me transferring information to 20-year-olds or 30-year-olds, which would be my kids. I don't have no kids. So, and I'm going to give you an example of a city. We do have communities and cities and places here in the United States that are trying to have some organization. I come from one, East Palo Alto, California, 30 miles south of San Francisco, also known as Little Nairobi. We were known all throughout California and on the East Coast. People know about it, Little East Palo Alto. 30,000 people,
Man, hey,
2.5 square miles.
shop. East Palo Alto. East Palo Alto was the trap. I'm from Sacramento. East Palo Alto was
Everybody out there mixed, ain't they? Ain't they mixed out there?
East
And
Palo
mixed.
Alto was a trap.
Man, East Palo Alto was hide your wife, hide your kids. I used to run at, listen, I used to run, when I was in high school, I used to run at the Stanford Invitational. East Palo Alto
Okay,
was
so
crap.
okay,
Oh,
so let me
go
tell
ahead.
you, I grew up there. I grew up all my life. Let me tell you what we did. We became a city in about around 1986. We became a charter city. We were an unincorporated area. We also started in the 70s. We started a elementary, junior high, high school, and junior college called Nairobi School. This was before we became a city, and that's why they referred to us. Oakland and other areas referred to us as Little Nairobi. We had a sister relationship with, I believe it was Nairobi, and then later Lake with Nigeria. I think Lagos. Was a sister city. I taught at an Afrocentric school. There's a lot of things that you can say about East Palo Alto that's very progressive, more so than other places in the Bay Area. Alongside with that, we also in early 90s became the nation's murder capital. In the early 90s, we were listed as that. Even with all
Yeah,
these
it's
other
okay. My point, when I was going through East Palo Alto, it was hide your wife, hide your kids back in the mid-90s.
Okay, so yeah,
How
that
does
was
this happen?
So
Hey, check
when
this
is
out.
dark
Let me
skin
ask you,
Gray?
Shaw.
So hold on, Kyler,
Shaw.
wait. When is dark skin Gray gonna go over to East Palo Alto and have them conversations with them steppers over there? When he gonna go over there and get that murder rate down?
Well, but
well.
hold on, but
Okay, the
hold
next
on.
year,
Well, let me
wait,
let me let me
one
let me
year we
interject
had
first. Then I'll
40,
pass it back. Let
42
me interject
deaths.
first, and I'll pass it to Shaw. Now I'm guessing, Shaw, just like everywhere else, because East Palo Alto was prime real estate. It was right by Stanford in Silicon Valley. I'm pretty sure now it's completely gentrified. Am I wrong, Shaw or Shay? Am I wrong? But go ahead.
It's not. I would say this. I haven't been home in a while, but the properties now for my mother's little $30,000 house that she bought and she paid off. We were there in that house for 35 years, and I've been there all my life. In that one house. That house is now worth probably, if it were still three
You
bedrooms,
gonna
it
echo,
would be
boss man.
okay. Somebody got their mic on, so
Shaw,
yeah,
you
thank
good,
you.
Shaw? Go ahead, Shaw. You good?
So
I
that
muted
house
myself.
now would
Go
be
ahead.
worth about $1 to $2 million. That little 3 bedroom house that is now we turned it into a 6 bedroom house. So if we overbuilt, it would be worth probably close to $3 million in East Palo Alto. That's one thing. But I'm saying the one year we had nation's murder capital, we were listed. We had 40 deaths in 30. Per capita, it was the nation's murder capital. So we had 40 deaths. The next
But
year
how
we
does
had.
that happen? Can I
Wait,
ask you
wait,
a
let me tell
question?
you how. I know how it happened. It happened because all of the people, white folks that lived in these affluent areas all around us, students everywhere, they would come in to buy their drugs, and these young folks are fighting over who's selling the drugs. That's how that happened. It's simple. It
Yeah,
was
the
over
drill
drugs.
trap, the drill trap culture. Man, coming
Yeah, that's
to
that's
community
them
near
young.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
what's
would
up,
be in
product?
their late 20s now. Those kids would be in their late 20s. They were killed. They were killers. The Taliban
The
call them.
snowfall generation.
But right, they
The
call them.
snowfall generation.
Okay,
No, this is after that. This is after that. Go
yeah.
ahead, Shaw.
The next year we had 2 deaths because really what could have happened is that the policing, we got a few extra policing from Palo Alto. City of Palo Alto came in and made headlines and all this shit. So the Palo Alto Police Department came and helped out East Palo Alto Police Department, and we had 2 deaths, and those were domestic, over relationship stuff. We had 2 deaths. So by design, you could see how if really they didn't want that type of thing to happen, they could have stopped that then. They didn't. They probably exacerbated this shit because that's what they do in our communities. So, and I'm gonna land on this point.
Dennis, can I respond to him when he's done? I don't mean cut you off.
Go
Oh,
ahead, ask your question.
I got to ask a question.
Yeah, let him finish. Let him
I,
finish. Let him finish. Let him finish. Go
I
ahead.
was up
Go ahead,
next.
Shaw.
All right.
I was
So
up next, yes. I was
So
up next.
basically, y'all, this whole thing that we're going through with the FBA and the central place of this is in Twitter Spaces. That's where the hotbed of it is. That Pan-Africanist group is pushing back on what we've seen develop over the last 6 months of this whole FBA ADOS thing, and now it's the Secure the Tribe and Freedmen. That all of that, those labelings and all that bullshit, it comes with a group of people who have this same type of mentality. What same type? It's a very negative. See, he's gone now. You see him leave? I don't know if it's because I'm about to lay it out that it's been labeled a hate group and the petition's got more than 1,000 people. We're pushing back on that bullshit because listen to this last night. Listen to this bullshit. Last night, Tariq Nasheed showed up in our space that I frequent all the time. It's a Pan-Africanist space. You know what he said? He said, Harriet Tubman, the freed slaves that Harriet Tubman freed the slaves and she took them to Canada. When they went to Canada, they're no longer FBA anymore.
It's stupid.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah, you know what that comes from? You know what that comes from? That comes from the short. We got Langston Hughes called the short to shore mentality as far as black identity. The African American, in other words, our manifest destiny is tied to the white man. That's a tether, right? So in other words, the white man identifies himself from sea to sky, sea, coast to coast. That's the white American, right? So the black American, right, who apes and mirrors and tethers himself to the white American, his shore to shore mentality stops at the borders and begins with the borders of America, right? So in other words, if you move to the Caribbean, which a lot of African Americans did, with the Panama, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Nova Scotia, and all these other places, Liberia, Sarah, they're no longer African Americans, because we have the white with tethered to the white man's identity as far as Americans are concerned. These people want to be Americans. That's all it is. They don't
All right, well,
try to be
I,
black. They
I
just
gotta
say, look,
object when
we're
it comes to Sierra
foundational
Leone.
Americans.
When it comes to Sierra Leone, let me object. When it comes to Sierra Leone,
let Shay finish. Go ahead, Shay, finish.
All right. So anyway, just to finish up on that we at this point we have to be very vigilant about what we allow to happen. We have to push back on stuff that is out. It's out of pocket. It's totally on the wrong side. We've got to push back on that, and we've got to come together as a people all over and bring our economics together. This is the opportunity because we see the conversation going on between us. And so now let's make the correction and let's put it out there, and I'll land on that.
okay. Let me talk about the Sierra Leonean part. If there wasn't, if the British would have won the war on independence, there would have been no USA. So all this FBA talk about foundational, there was not going to be a place called the United States of America. It would have never existed. If the people that went to they took to Sierra Leone succeeded with the British, USA would have never happened. We still would have had 13 colonies in the United States, and the other areas they'll fight for it. But that was the scenario. So it was a toss-up. So all this, when people say I'm a foundational Black American, first of all, the word America.
Amar, say it again.
A
Say it again, bro.
a foundational Black American. You see what I'm saying? There wouldn't have been a USA. There wouldn't have been a USA for you to say I'm a foundational Black American. You see what I'm saying? There would have been.
They would have been a foundational
USA.
Black British. They would have been foundational Black British.
Foundational Black French.
Or whatever it is. But that word America would never be. So when people, that was a toss-up. You going into the war, the British were well armed, the colonies were well armed. It was a toss-up. It could have went either way. So,
brother, do you know they didn't even win that war? The British let them. They didn't even face the full might of the British Army, man. It's all nonsense. That was a French Masonic creation in the United States. The British let them win.
No, the British it was a real war because the people in Sierra Leone fought on the side of the British. Because the British told them that if you fight on our side, we're going to take you to Africa and get your own land. And
No, what I'm saying is that if the so-called colonists had faced the full might, and Colin knows this, if they had faced the full might of the British Army, they would have been squashed within 3 months.
Yep.
That's a fact.
If you see the British ships, you see the ships that they have, the Navy. I was like, even to this day, it's really frightening and formidable. And when you see the British, even when the Queen went to war against Prince Philip of Spain, I saw a movie about that. I read about that, right? I'm like, no wonder these people colonized the world. These countries were strong. The Spanish Armada, these massive ships and whatnot. No wonder they ruled the world. Spain ruled the world. And so the British Empire outdid Spain, you know, and it basically is prized colonies with these colonies right here. Let me tell you something about the U.S. Colonies, and let's put it to you in layman's terms. America and the colony system is a mercantile system, right? Means that the mercantile system means that all your trade has to be done through agency of the mother country. So if you're growing something, right, it has to be sold to the mother country, and they distribute it and everything like that. You cannot sell, buy anything in the colonies without the mother country involved. The mother country makes all the taxes and revenue and everything like that. Has a benefit of this, right? The settlers were colonists in the English colonies were given land, right? And they were given loans, long-term loans, and they get free labor. So it was like a friggin' no-win situation. That's why slavery became so addictive. You could buy slaves. Do you know slaves were worth more than gold, 7 times worth of gold? Seven slaves had a 7,000% markup. In other words, when you put a little investment, you go to Wall Street, invest a little bit of money, right? And within a month or two, when the ship stock and whatnot, your money down quadrupled. So people,
All right, hold on,
the capitalist system was built.
hold on, Kyle. Let's pass it. DJ Mamba, go ahead, DJ Mamba. Unmute yourself, DJ Mamba.
Wait, can you guys hear me?
Hear you just fine. Go ahead.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. How you guys doing? Thank you for Diners for sure for letting me join the live real quick. One of the reasons I wanted to join the live also was I'm not sure if he's there. I think he left. What was his name? Was that the Black Drake?
Oh, by the way, he
Yeah.
wants to come back on. Duskin Drake
Oh.
wants to come back on. He's saying you're not letting him on.
I'll let him back on. But
In the
hold on, go ahead,
comments.
DJ Mamba. Okay, go ahead, DJ
I
Mamba.
was trying to bring the point I was trying to he brought a very good point. I mean, we continuously always blame Europeans and whites for the whole in slavery and the transatlantic slave trade, and we never bring Africans into it. But then again, in 2022, I've always wondered. Let's say we want to put some blames on the current African governments. How would that even be possible? I mean, the perpetrators of those acts, they are not alive today. Most of those kingdoms, a lot of them don't exist anymore. I mean, a lot of times when European governments arrive on the African coast, the ruling dynasties at the time, a lot of them were changed for dynasties that for kingdoms that were more favorable to the Europeans. So if you had to put some blame today in 2022, I mean, would you blame the current governments that had absolutely nothing to do with it? I mean, would you have to dig in and really look historically at the families that were responsible? I mean, it's almost impossible. And also another point I wanted to bring, I mean, it's not to be an apologist, but I mean, slavery, I mean, it's a tough topic to bring, but people also have to understand back in the 17th, 18th century, that was a common practice. You have to kind of look at history through the lens of
That's not true, but go ahead.
time. I mean, you can rebuke my point anytime. I mean, it's a conversation, but slavery was practiced in the Ottoman Empire. I mean, it was practiced all over the world. So
You sound like a Joe Rogan episode.
Wait, what'd you say, sir?
Says so. You sound like a Joe Rogan episode. This is what Europeans have always said. They say these things. Slavery was always practiced around the world. There's a distinct difference between what was done to the Africans in the diaspora and anywhere around the world. They created. Hold on, brother. No. You have to make the distinction, because what you've done is you've given the European an out to their atrocity. There's a distinction between. Hold on, brother. You said I could respond to you.
My brother, let me finish. You had your talk.
Okay, I thought it was funny. Go ahead.
Brother.
Nobody intervene. I mean, when I say that, I'm not stupid. I mean, I've done my research. You can look at the different practices of slavery in the Ottoman Empire compared to the Arabs in the north. I mean, we're not stupid. I mean, slavery
Nothing was like the slavery here in the West in America. Nothing.
But that's what I'm trying to tell the brother. What he's doing is, again, this is what has been done, right? They come out and they say slavery was always practiced, and that's not true.
That's what I'm saying. To be dismissed.
Wait, let me prove.
No,
Let me
race-based
give my
slavery was
opinion.
only something unique to
So
America. Race-based
so wait,
slavery.
so here's the thing. First off, and I've said this on many things, but I don't want to get too deep into it because that'll take away from the topic. But at the end of the day, what was done to the Africans in the diaspora? One of the first things they created was the miscegenation laws or miscegenation laws, right? Where they said the mixing of nations. That was in the United States. Then they changed it to the so-called mixing of races. That's one. When you look at other people who conquered and took over places, within 1-2 generations, you wouldn't be able to tell who was who. But these people purposely, whether or not it was true with things like the Willie Lynch and stuff like that, these people purposely created systematic terror
Again, you haven't
within
done your
their.
research either, my brother, because if you look at the
All
slavery
right.
that was practiced in the Ottoman Empire, slaves, you could tell a slave after 500 centuries because they were not allowed to mix with the Muslim.
But we're talking of
Again,
Africa.
you
You see
haven't
what
done
you
your
just
research
did?
either, my
No,
brother.
wait, hold on, brother. Slow down. You see what you just did is what everyone does. That's why I say you
Like
sound
when
like
they
a Joe
bring up the
Rogan episode.
Irish. Like,
Hold on, exactly, Colin. Look what he just did. He came in and said African slavery. Now he's talking about the Ottomans. He's
No,
not
this was
talking
my
about.
point. My
Hold
point
on,
was slavery
wait.
was
Can I
practiced
finish?
all over the
Can
world.
I finish?
Don't change
Can
what
I
I
finish?
said. Do
Brother,
not
I
change
want
what
to
I
say your
said, though.
point. Brother, slow down. I
Finish,
didn't
but
change what you
do not
said.
change what I
Brother,
said.
I didn't change it. Slow down. I'm
Yes,
just
you
showing you.
did.
You can respond.
Yes, you just
Okay, let
did.
me say it. So
That
wait, let me
changed the
say it and then
whole
you can
meaning of my
respond.
point.
Oh, hold on, brother. Wait, listen. Don't get offended. And you can
I'm
respond
not
to it. Look,
offended.
listen.
I'm not offended.
Okay,
Just say what I
so
said.
slow down. So no, slow down, brother. You said, and everybody heard. You said African practice slavery. It's always
I
been
said
around the world.
slavery was
Hold on.
practiced all over the world. I did not say
Okay, good.
Africans.
Wait,
Do not
wait,
change what I
wait.
said.
Which okay, hold on. Which would include Africa if it was practiced all over the
Which
place,
would
right?
include Europeans, Asians, and everybody
Oh,
else.
wait,
Do
calm
not try
down,
to
brother.
play
Why
this
you
game.
calm down, brother? Slow down. You don't have to fight. So now,
I'm not
okay,
fighting. Just say what I'm
okay.
saying, my
So,
brother. That's it.
brother, we're going back and forth intellectually. We're not in the cage. We're not in the octagon. So now,
Man,
listen, brother. Look. So wait, hold on. So now you said that, right? And the only examples you're
Again, I
giving.
did not say that. You keep switching what
Okay,
I'm saying to make
fine
a
then,
point.
So wait, hold. Okay, so you said slavery was practiced all over, and forget that. You didn't mention Africa. Great. So now the only examples you're giving are the Ottoman Empire. You see the
That
convenient
was one
shift, Kala.
example.
Kala,
I could have given the
Kala.
yeah,
You
Tatars,
see
and there's so many
you
other
see,
yeah.
examples.
you
Man,
see what they do. They
hold
don't
on, Mike.
have an
right.
African example. They
Hold
can
on,
only talk of Irish and Ottoman.
Mike. I mean,
Yeah, it's like the bottom
You're
line.
making no point
That's
at all. My
my
point
brother DJ.
again.
Oh goddamn, one mic. At the end of the day, Africans sold other Africans to white people, so it's whatever. But go ahead, Collar DJ Mamba.
Again, first of all,
Okay, let me say this.
you can
Let
make
me
a point.
respond to DJ. Has a problem. I want you to be conscious of, right? Conscious of, right? In these circles, right? We see this all the time, right? All the time, where white people basically have no real defense, right? And what they're doing, you sound like a brother, Mumbo. You sound like are you from the Congo or Zambia? What's your background,
I'm
DJ?
from Cameroon.
Cameroonian.
Cameroon. I was close. I know African people. I can tell by your voice, everything like that. I was close. Okay, this is what they do, right? Europeans want to shift all the blame, right? All the blame on slavery on Africans' back. They do that by basically saying, "Oh, everybody participated in
Yeah,
slavery."
but
But
Collar,
here's the
Again,
thing,
can I
right?
make a point real quick?
Hold on,
Can I
no,
make a
let me
point?
Dice, let me finish. Dice, let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish.
one mic, Collar. But the problem is, it's hot potato. It's hot potatoes between Europeans and Africans. Africans, oh, we didn't know what was going to happen. There's no
Right,
concept of slavery. Europeans, well, they sold you to us. So it's
right,
both
right,
ways,
right. And
bro. It's both
Africans,
ways.
instead of clearing their name and saying this is what Africans need to do, right? Say, put this in proper context. Europeans, I'm gonna listen to this. I got full panel here. I want everybody to listen to this very carefully. And whoever this building Africa is, if you got a problem with me, come on the panel and tell me about it. To a colonizer, a colonizer. Yeah, I'm a colonizer. I want to recolonize Africa with Pan Africans. How about that? Yeah, we are. I am a colonizer. How about that? I admit it. Okay.
Can I make
That
my
being
point,
said,
or are you still making a
Europeans
point?
call themselves. Hold. Let me say it. Let me say this. Right. Europeans go around the world saying they're the enlightened civilization. They say American exceptionalism, right? They say all these things. We're the light of the world. We're this, that, and the other. Bringing civilization to the dark arts. What were they doing participating in the most barbaric, inhumane thing in the first place? They said, well, African soul, it's like you go into a crack house, right? You get caught with the crack and whatnot. You get caught with the crack, or you selling crack and whatnot, and you say, well, I only bought the crack because it was available. You would think the police going to say, no, that don't excuse you for the fact that, well, I'm addicted to it. What do you do? You're supposed to be a church-going person, and you're hanging out in the slums picking up prostitutes and everything. This is what the Europeans did. This one just happened. This was financed by Wall Street banks, Rhode Island banks, everything to go across the Atlantic. They knew what they were doing: bring guns, bring drugs, bring alcohol there in exchange for human trafficking slaves. Now, this is a society that wrote down that all men are created equal. All men. This is where you hit the European with. See, Africans never said that all men are created equal. They never said that, right? They're warring tribes, and they were not on the level of Europeans. So Europeans, suddenly, when they call Africans, we're all inferior, right? But suddenly, when it comes down to taking blame for slave trade, oh, we're all equal. I thought you were more enlightened than we were. So what were you doing trafficking in slaves? Did anybody ever thought about that? Same thing what they did with the Opium War. Well, they were opium. They were buying it, and you addicted them to opium. But yet you sit back and the Queen of England's got a diamond on her head worth $400,000 from Africa. Yo, look, we need a worldwide black revolution, folks. I'm
Can I
telling you,
speak
we're tired
now?
of playing games.
Can
Wait,
I,
guys,
can I,
one second.
Okay,
Diamonds.
got
one
some other
second, one
callers.
second.
One
I'm just gonna
second.
finish
One
my
Hold
second.
on,
point.
BJ. We got some other callers. Hold on one second.
Bro,
Just gonna finish my point.
just 10 seconds.
No, we got some. I
Diamonds,
got
look
to
at your
pass. I
private
want
chat.
to pass. I want to pass the mic. Goodness. All right, we got
They never
Otto.
let me finish my point, Dinas.
Okay, well let this other guy talk. We'll pass it back to you. Otto could.
Oh,
He's not there.
a toxinist
Go ahead.
history. All right, I'm just on here because you know, I want to speak for the Aboriginals, but
Oh goddamn, bro.
nah, just
Oh,
listen,
okay.
just
You know
listen, just
what? Go
listen.
ahead. Go ahead. Go
I,
ahead. So we can laugh. Go
look,
ahead.
because I'm not a well, why I don't know why y'all want to laugh. I'm on here respectfully because y'all still my brothers. My
No,
whole
you're not.
premise is this. This is my whole premise. I have my genealogy from 1584. So I could say for sure who I am and who my people are. And there's also multiple books and documents and all types of stuff on who my people are. There were melanated people
Who are your
already
people?
here.
Who your people? Who your people? Who are your people?
I'm Chata. I'm Muskogee Creek. I'm Saponi Blackfoot.
I got
How is it
black
that
folk
you have
too.
a black act? How can you have a black dialect? Your black
No,
your
no, you're not
voice, your
you're not
vernacular is
no
African.
no
Colin, wait, let
African.
him get it. Colin, let him
That's the
get it.
problem. That's the
He's
problem, brother.
Blackfoot.
That's the problem. Listen to what I'm saying, brother. That's the
His
problem.
foot is black. You know,
That's the problem. No, you're not understanding where Blackfoot came from,
Any
my
African
brother.
at all
You're
in
not.
you?
No, just listen. No, I'm
Oh,
not
hold on,
African
let
at
the brother
all,
finish. The
brother.
brother's
Please,
on to something.
please let me
Please
speak,
let him
brother.
talk.
Let
Go
me
ahead.
speak, brother. The biggest problem that we're doing with this, we can't say that every single melanated person comes from one place because that starts to take away the history that we actually have when you start digging into your documents. I don't know why everybody's laughing at this. This is it's really sad. It's sad that you laughing at it because I would never laugh at Africans' history
It,
or the Bantu people's history or the
we're
New
not laughing at
Caledonian.
your
No, listen
history
to
though.
me. Or the
Let
yeah,
New
him
because
finish.
you are
Caledonian.
Bantu.
Listen
We're
to
not
me.
laughing
No,
at your
Hold on,
listen to
history.
me.
Colin, let him
Listen
finish.
to what I'm saying. It's a fact that the New Caledonians, the Solomon Islanders, the Bougainville people, the all the Australoid people, they're not African at all. It's a fact. Do you know that my people, if you
Yep,
look
agreed.
at my bone structure, look at my head shape, everything else, I'm
Dispute.
Australoid, brother. I'm an Australoid.
Oh my God.
From okay, listen,
Let him
from my
finish. Let him
you're not
finish.
listening to what I'm saying, bro. The original Americans were Australoid Americans. Go dig dig deep into the documents. Dig deep into records, bro. You will find this. There's
He's right.
literally
Y'all don't read.
this is a fact, bro. It's a fact. It's a fact. There's melanated people all around the world. There's
Can
melanated
I
people
go
all
next?
around the world. America was one of them. So you have
What is
people
this a
that
love
of
for
African
America? I
descent.
don't get this.
Listen, no,
Let me ask
listen
you.
to me, brother. You
Let me
have
ask you. Let me
people.
ask.
Listen to me, brother. Listen to me. You have people of African descent. I'm not taking that from anybody. But every single person that's in America that's melanated is not of African descent. You are taking away our history by
Okay,
doing
let
this.
me ask
My
you a
people,
question. Let me ask
listen
you a
to me,
question.
please, brother.
Let him finish.
Listen to me,
Stop.
please. I said I'm
Go
coming on
ahead.
here respectfully. This is not
I want
okay,
to hear you,
brother.
bro. You got
This is
the
not
floor. Go
okay,
ahead.
brother. I am
Go ahead.
Mayan. I am a Mayan. I'm Shatta. My
You're a Mayan
people
Indian.
migrated. Yes.
You're Mayan
Yeah,
Listen to
you
Indian.
me.
lost us right
Listen to
there,
me.
bro.
No, listen to me. Listen to
Let
me.
him finish,
Please,
man. Come on,
please,
y'all being
please,
rude.
please make the connections. You can make the connections yourself. The Choctaw people migrated from Mexico to Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana. Okay? That is the original Mexican people. The original people of Mexico. If you go to Chiapas, Tulum, Mexico, you will see my people on the murals with dreadlocks, reddish brown skin. No, reddish brown skin. Listen to what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Listen to what I'm
copper
saying. It's
colored
a it's
Negroes.
it's a fact. This is a fact. I don't know why. I don't know
Did
why
y'all ever
this
read
is.
the book, The Native American Slave Trade?
I'm trying to tell you, brother. Like I
Okay,
don't
so
know.
can I make this statement real quick? This is real quick.
No, but hold
Okay,
on.
brother.
Hold on.
And I'm
Guys,
not
do me a
saying that
favor. Hold
every
on 1 second,
single
guys. Do me a
person
favor.
here
Guys,
in
well, hold on,
America
guys.
is the same thing.
Hold on. 1 second, guys. Do me a favor. Hit the like button again. Please hit that like button again, guys. Hit the like button. If you're not hit the like button, hit the like button. All right, Otto Crony's history. Go ahead. You got 1 more minute. I want to hear. I want to hear this. Go ahead. Go ahead. I want to hear. I want to hear. Go ahead.
But basically, like I'm saying is, I feel like we're taking away people's history by saying every single person's from Africa because they're melanated. Because you have to do your genealogy in order to find out who your people are. We were the first people in the world. It's a fact. Even scientists say that. They say everything comes from, they try to say Africans, but how is that even possible if you have Australoids and Africans? You have two different melanated groups that
You
it's
just
a fact
contradicted
they're two
yourself.
different. No, you
Yes.
didn't hear what I
Yes.
just
Holy
said.
shit! Do you know
No,
how
I didn't.
genes
I
Yes, you
and
really,
did.
I
Hold
migration
on.
didn't.
Let him
work?
finish,
I
Kyler.
did
Let
not.
him
I
finish.
did.
He's almost done,
No, I
Kyler.
didn't contradict myself. If you listen to
Go
what I
ahead,
just
brother.
said,
They not
if you
listening. Go
listen to
ahead.
what I just said, if they just told you that everybody comes from Africa, but Australoids are not African and don't come from Africans, how is they contradicted themselves? How did I contradict myself? I just explained that.
Facts.
Like, what are you
Because
talking
you about
about?
to say
Where's the
everybody comes from
contradiction?
Africa. Then you said Australoids, but Australoids and whatnot. You know,
No, I did
you're all
not.
over the place,
When
bro.
Yes, you
no.
did.
Let me ask you. Let me
How?
ask the
How
question
is
I
that
want to
all
ask.
over the
The
place?
question I want
Did
to
you
ask is
hear what
this.
I just? No,
I'll tell you
no, no,
something.
no,
The
no, no.
question I want to ask
Kala,
is this.
Kala,
Let me ask
Kala.
you a
No, no,
question.
no, no, no. Let me say something first. First of all,
You're
you're not gonna
backtracking.
do what you just. No, you're not gonna do what you just did because you just put something in my mouth that I didn't say. Like, man, I perfectly said it. Like, I don't know how you,
Well,
like, you're
I thought I
misconstruing
heard it
my
too,
words.
Otto. I
I
thought I
didn't
heard
say
you
that, bro.
say. I
I
thought I heard
Bro,
strictly
you
said,
okay, can
say.
this is
Yeah,
what
somebody
I
you were
else?
said.
rambling.
This is what I
Okay.
said.
It wasn't thinking
This
right.
is talking for
Wait,
Okay.
wait,
5
Hold on.
wait,
minutes.
wait, wait.
That's enough.
You,
Hold on.
the
What
truth
That's enough.
came
Otto
All right.
out.
didn't say that
All
all
right. Go.
people come
Yeah,
from
okay,
Africa,
bro.
and then he
Dynasty, can
I
I
said
just say
said
one
that
thing?
that's what
This guy has
Australoids
scientists
been
don't
says.
come from
I
Africa.
said
One
that's
mic,
what
man.
scientists says. And
Okay, okay,
then
okay,
and then I
okay,
said scientists also
holy
say,
shit.
I said scientists also say that Australoids are not Africans. How does everybody come from Africa,
Okay.
but
All right. All right.
Australoids
Hold
aren't
on. Okay.
African and
Pass
they're
the
their
mic.
own
Okay.
group?
Okay.
That doesn't
Okay.
make sense.
We heard enough. We heard
That
enough.
doesn't
We heard
make
enough.
sense.
We heard enough.
right.
Shaw, go ahead and ask
So,
a question,
all
Shaw.
right.
Go
So
ahead.
here's what it is, and this is coming from scientists too, heavy scientists, and I'm gonna go with Sheikh Anta Diop on this one. He said there are 6 developments of humans. All 6 can be found in Africa, and nature never creates the same thing twice in its evolution, meaning that a human being can't be created in Australia and then in the Congo or in East South Africa, the Khoisan or the Twa. No, you can't. It doesn't happen. Nature doesn't create a squirrel, or the ancestor of the squirrel is not created in America and in Africa. It has a common ancestor, a common ancestor. So that's one thing. Second thing is
Again,
that
Sheikh
Twa,
Anta Diop was a physicist. He wasn't a genealogist.
he
So
was
let's
also a
put
linguist.
everything.
He was more than just a physicist. He had other disciplines he was also an expert in because
I
he
don't
was a
trust them.
deep dude. He's a genius cat. All
Doesn't make
everybody else
sense.
Nobody argues that,
has
but let's
more
not
than
take something and
Man,
make
let
it
him
a
finish,
fact.
bro. Let him finish.
now, and then
Go ahead, Shaw.
finally, I will say that it is the Twa of the original people. That's the Twa, the Khoisan, and the Twa, also known as Binga in some areas. Those people are the same people. The Twa branch were the ones who went all over the world. They populated the world. and that's where all the human beings that we know today come from. The Twa. That's Homo sapien. That's it. And the oldest group in America is the Algonquin. And then after that is the Folsom, Clover Folsom group came after that. But what I'm getting from Clive Winters and from some other Black historians is that we're talking about 200,000 years ago in the United States. And those people do have an Australoid look to them. Their skeletal remains is what they can
Michael Jordan
verify. They have an Australo, look to them. So yeah, I get that. Yeah. And those were the earliest ones. But
like Michael Jordan. Because you said Algonquin.
No, Michael Jordan's an African. He's not Australoid. We're African, Negroid. You know. You need to so the bottom line is, let me ask you a question, brother. When did the term?
Hold on, let's pass Moochie T. I know you've been wait. Go ahead, Moochie T. Unmute yourself.
Okay, thanks, Dynast. Man, a few things. It's kind of hard to take somebody seriously that calls themselves dark skin Drake. What kind of nonsense is that? I mean, what kind of nonsense is that? Have you ever had any person that calls themselves light skin, like a black person or something?
There's light skin teacher.
The one thing
on here, man. Is he in NBA?
Let me speak.
Go ahead, Moochie. Go ahead, Moochie.
Let me speak. Okay. The one thing I notice with especially us Africans and African Americans who have the darker complexion, and I'm one of them, a lot of us are not confident of ourselves. We are always trying to force everybody to feel that they are black. You get African Americans that are traveling. I've been to Belize, Mayan ruins, okay? They never said they were black people. You always hear African Americans going to Dominican Republic, always trying to force Dominican Republicans to say you are black. If somebody says they're not black, believe them. Why do you have to convince them that they're black? What do you have to gain from that? It shows you're weak. You're weak.
If you tell me you're white, then I'm going to believe you.
Let me speak.
Are you white?
White says power and privilege of whiteness. Privilege of whiteness.
Let me speak.
Basically,
it shows that because most of us are
let's
not
share the pain, man. Let's share the black pain, man.
Wait, because most of us are not proud of being black, so we're always trying to incorporate other people to say, "Oh yeah, you are black. Ethiopian is black." If anybody, I have friends who are Ethiopian. They say they're Africans. I never ask them if they're black or this and that. They're just people. But the point is, do not try to force people. If this guy says he's not African, he's whatever he says he is, okay? That's who he is. What has got that to do with me or anybody else? Why do we have to force people to say they're black?
That's not the point, though. It's forcing them.
What's the point?
The point is that if you are something, don't be ashamed of it. We don't tell somebody that they're black because we're ashamed of being melanated or black. We're saying that they're black because their phenotype shows that they got melanin and not only is just the phenotype, it's the culture too. The food they eat, the music they listen to.
Okay. Let me ask you something. So, for example, if somebody's mixed, right, and they do not want to identify with black, why do you have to force the American narrative that if anybody has got a part black blood or whatever, that they have to say they are black? Why do you have to go all around the world?
That's an interesting question. I can answer that. You're right that you shouldn't force them. However, you're not taking into account the historical forcing of the one drop rule. That's why I mentioned the miscegenation laws. That was hold on, wait, brother. Let me answer it. Can I answer it, brother? Can I answer it? Again, you had the invention of the miscegenation laws where Europeans created this thing called race. At first, they called it the mixing of the nations, right? And so historically, you had the one drop rule. A good correlation of a way to answer your question is like recently there was an outcry because the BBC did a commentary or a cartoon where the Roman soldier was black and he had a white wife. And there was outcry that, oh, there wouldn't be a black Roman soldier. And they were upset at that. But they had nothing to say when historically, for thousands of years, they've made Egyptians and ancient Greeks and ancient Romans have British accents, right? They didn't have an outcry. So what I'm saying is you're right to say you shouldn't force anybody, but you have to put the historical context into record to see that historically people who've had one drop of blackness were forced into the black category.
That's
Do you
not true.
understand that?
That's not true.
That's not true? Okay.
Not even true. That's not even true.
In the United States, it's true.
Wait, it's not global. Don't think America is the world, okay? That's your mistake. I'm from Southern Africa, okay? In Southern Africa, the people that have mixed blood, they are called coloreds. Okay, they're called coloreds.
No, but they're talking about African Americans. Nobody was talking. You said, why do African Americans say Dominicans? No, hold on. He said African Americans. Why are you bringing Africans in?
Why African Americans push the black concept on everybody?
And I just answered it. And he doesn't want to answer that.
Listen,
I just answered you, Muchi.
Wait a second. I had a friend, an African American guy, okay, in the military in Saudi, came to Zimbabwe, right? This guy met a girl that was colored in our country. We're studying in America, right? And he asked her, "What are you?" And the girl said she's colored. And the guy was like, "No, you're not colored, you're black." But he's African American.
Okay, that's his worldview. He's coming from America. Why are you upset at that?
But don't force it on everybody. That's
his worldview. That's the American thing. America is a colonizing nation. You don't get angry when America opens up a military base in your nation. So take that energy and tell them.
There's no military base.
What nation? What country are you in? Are you Kenyan?
You have to stop the generalizations, man. What do
You're in Zimbabwe? You're in Zimbabwe. Okay, when you get the German and American and EU sanctions off your nations, then you can tell the African American not to force blackness on anybody.
No, that's not the point. The point is some African Americans, including you.
Dude, listen, I'm not African American. I'm not African American, dude. Stop coming on these platforms. I don't understand. Because they're my brothers. If you don't like it, too bad. Stop coming on these platforms. If you don't like it, listen. If you guys don't listen, don't worry about what I am. I am you and you are me. If you guys don't want to take into understanding, listen, that's beautiful. If you don't want to have, brother, I'm not answering your question. If you don't want to take in, because it's not relevant. Because it's not relevant, and you're not an authority. You're not an authority to ask me questions. Listen, at the end of the day, don't worry about that, man. Listen, you see, you guys are bringing low-level conversations. Look, if you don't listen, holy smokes, brother, listen, brother, this is an intellectual platform. Look, again, if you don't want to, listen, holy smokes, Muchi, calm yourself down. If you don't have empathy for the African American experience, stop coming on these platforms.
What do you mean?
That's simple.
African Americans. What do you mean?
Then keep quiet about them and their.
Gato, take it easy, man. Why you disrespecting the guy, man? Take it easy, man. Why you disrespecting the guy?
I love African Americans,
brother.
Okay, let him land.
All I'm trying to tell you.
Point. Land your point, Mochi.
The guy is speaking, man. Don't disrespect him.
All I'm trying to tell you is that we have to respect each other's perspectives. Just because African Americans have one perspective doesn't mean every black person in this damn world has to follow that perspective, okay? You have to respect.
Well, then tell that to your African kids doing drill. Right, tell that to the African kids doing drill, okay, Muchi? That's the point of the show. Tell that to the African kids making drill music.
Why are you so condescending, man? Jeez.
You're deflecting.
Read a book. It's not condescending. If you feel intellectually inferior, read some more books. It's like going to the gym. You build your muscles. Don't get angry.
Man, you haven't said anything intelligent the whole time. What are you talking about?
And you know what?
One more yourself, man.
And you know what? You failed to answer a simple question. That shows me you don't have confidence in yourself.
I'm not worried about your armchair psychology about who I am. I already told you. I am you and you are me.
You are masquerading.
Okay, great. Hallelujah. Clap your hands. I'm not proud. You're great. Yes, if you are on these platforms, listen. If you're on the okay, Muchi. Listen. If you're on these platforms enough, you will know who I am. I can tell you're a newcomer to these spaces. You're not on these platforms enough.
Nobody comes here for you. We come for diners. Humble yourself. Nobody cares about you, man.
So then if you come on these platforms enough, you would have seen me on these panels and you would know who I am. I don't have to answer to you or anybody else. The point is, I understand. Muchi, listen. Muchi, listen. You're angry. Muchi, listen. Look, I understand. The African American has benefited from the American, manifest destiny colonization of the world. Yes. And you have to be empathetic and understand why. And that's why Africans have to do a better job of building our countries and having empathy.
Again, you say a lot of things that don't make no sense. When has America colonized the world?
We also have been
You keep saying
colonized.
those
America
things like
hasn't
you
colonized the
understand it.
world, in your
We
view?
also have been
America
Yes.
hasn't colonized the world.
Listen,
Yes.
we also
Can
have
you
been
tell me a couple
colonized.
of American colonies?
We also have been
Okay,
colonized.
so this Cameroonian is sitting in his country eating imported food from France, and he thinks that the West hasn't colonized the
You
world.
said France. You
What
said
are you
America.
saying, man?
America's not the West, dumbass.
America is not the West. America is not a part of the
is the
West.
West.
America is not a part of the West.
Okay.
If you say
So
part is
when
the West,
Take it easy.
you see what you
America,
said?
Take it easy.
dude, like I said, that's why I said.
I mean, how dumb are you?
Okay, that's why I said you sound like a Joe Rogan episode. You're really a white man in
so
black
when
skin.
somebody dispute the stupidity that you keep
All
spewing,
right,
now
one
the
mic,
person
one mic.
has to be racist.
Wow,
So has
look
to
at this
be a
guy.
Joe
He's
Rogan.
angry.
One mic, one mic.
Hey, let me speak. Let me speak.
Well,
Let
hold
me
on,
speak,
hold
bro.
on.
Let me speak. Let me speak.
Moochie, chill out, Moochie, chill out. Everyone, hit the
Let me
like
speak,
button.
bro.
I'm gonna let you speak, kid. Just hold on, chill out. Hit the like button. Yeah. Let's be respectful. Go,
Let's just
kiddo,
respect
go
each
ahead.
other. That's it.
Moochie,
I
chill
just
out.
say, you know what?
Yeah, let me speak. Let me speak.
Go ahead,
Gaston.
kiddo. Go ahead.
Okay,
kiddo.
Gaston, man. I don't like the way you disrespect this South Africa brother, man. It's very bad. That guy have his own opinion. Just say, let's speak. I've been listening to you, man.
I
Look,
never
you said,
disrespected him. Don't lie. But go ahead.
Hold on, my brother. You
So
said,
tell me how I disrespected him.
People read a couple books,
Look,
become
let
intellectually.
me speak.
Is
Let me
that not
speak.
disrespectful?
Let me
So tell
speak.
me how I
Look,
disrespected him.
my bro, there's some words you use that are very disrespectful, my brother.
Go ahead, kiddo. Go ahead.
You
Go
said
ahead.
you said in Nigeria they're losing their culture. My brother, Banana Island or Lekki Island is just a street in the bigger part of Nigeria. I don't know where you're from in Nigeria. Nigeria today, our culture is the way we live and the way we relate to things. You understand? That is all. Anyone that is going sleeping with dog is just looking for money. That is total different ball game. That is also. Let me go to the other side. You see, this brother that said is from another thing here. This one that get us confused. You see, the South African guy was saying, if somebody said it's Snow White, you agree. You understand? And you must agree, okay, this guy's a Snow White guy, but not about challenging him or insulting him. For the Liberia guy that is going to rap in America and start doing these bad things, yeah, the guy might lose some part of his culture he just also try to make money. It's just about hustle. But maybe he will take it to the next stage, it will be, they will finish him there, then that's the end. So there's nothing wrong about anything. But one thing I noticed about the Black American aspect is this. Too many missing is going on in America that even get everybody confused. Somebody said, okay, I'm not black because it's 3 times or 5 times missed with different things. So you will never know where it's coming from. The white man know who he met in America when they came there. They know is like, why did they settle the Indians if the Africans or the black people were there? The black people were never in America. They never see the black man there. All what they see is these red-skinned people. And that's what they see. The white man, really, they told the truth about everything. If you like, you take it to know they lied. They didn't lie. Some Africans, so you stupid Africans participated in that game. And some of the kings are still there. Some of them, they die off. That's just the truth. We can never know who sold who did sold who. It's a game of the truth. You understand? So if somebody, I've met other Africans descendants from Colombia, Peru, Panama, and all those things. I never hear that they say they are Indians or we were in this place first. It surprised me. The Black American ones are the one coming out and said, "Oh, we were here first." I didn't see nothing like, "Oh, we were there first." The blacks, if you were there first and you was as strong as the Africans, why did they use you people to farm over there? That they came to Africa and West Africa to pick the blacks to farm because they know they are stronger. You stop saying, so you have to say, even when the Sierra Leone revolt, they have to go to Barbados, the British, to bring the Barbados people to come and fight the Sierra Leoneans because they think they don't fit in that weather to fight these Africans who revolt there. So you have to understand these things is this and that. Sometimes too many high and too many prison books, high too much on something else. They come out and say, it's only call up these people are the one coming out. It's almost like a fool of a thing. Somebody disrespecting where you're coming from. I'm still saying it. The really black people they took as Africans, they don't die 1960, 1970. The ones we see now, they're all fake. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, ask the white man to open the door and show us the real Africans. Not the one they open and say, oh, these are your people. These are not. These are fake blacks. You know, this, yeah, I hear you.
Can I interject real quick and say this, that we're learning history is unfolding, and that's what happens in time. You begin to learn different things and new things. As I
when
say,
we started reading history backward, then you even get more confused. My brother, look,
but
look,
not,
from
I'm
Nigeria.
not talking about that.
A Yoruba man will not wake up one day and say, I'm an Igbo man. You understand me?
Yeah, but the
Igbo man will
Yorubas
never
have
wake
not
up one
been.
day and say, I'm an
The
Hausa
Yorubas
man.
have not been. We're talking about Yorubas on the continent. They have their history intact. We're talking about Yorubas that were taken.
They don't even have their history intact. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Yoruba is a created identity.
Let me finish and say this.
What I mean, Ijesha man,
let me say
this.
One
will never say, I'm Oshun or something like that.
Kid Ola, chill out. Go ahead, Shaw. Go ahead.
In Ifa is a source of history. It's also has many things to it, but that's one source of history that goes back thousands of years. That is a part of the Yoruba culture intact. But I'm saying when they took those people to the United States, and we began to mix with other groups from Africa and other native indigenous people, which is true. There are indigenous people. We mix with white folks. So we are varying degrees in this country of European, African, and indigenous peoples, varying degrees. I think it's rare that there is 100% indigenous folks that are in this country that look phenotypically like they're from fucking West Africa or some variation of that. There's they call the Mongoloid Indians. They're very fair, very light white looking. In my family, I think it's both. In my family, I got probably both of those, quote, Mongoloid and the dark indigenous Indians. So I'm just saying this is a history, Kid Ola, that you don't know, that you have to acknowledge that, we know that.
Shot, brother. That would be kind of crazy if you had the Mongols in your blood. If you're people from the South, because they never been to the South.
I have people from Oklahoma and Texas that are very fair skinned. Okay. They don't look like, the Indians from the Pequot Indians, or they're lighter skinned than that.
Oh yeah,
so what does that mean?
You know about like the Shinnecock and the
I know about dark ass
Narragansett. I was about to say those are actual Indians. Like that's what I'm saying. Okay.
And
look but that's what I'm trying to explain to everybody.
But I already know that. You're explaining shit to me. I know.
No,
it's true.
But listen to what I'm saying.
If you've agree with you.
No, listen to what I'm saying. If you've seen me, you know that I'm not an African. I'm a black. I'm a so-called black Indian. Hold on. Look. Let me show you. Let me show you.
Let me see your face.
Let me show you.
Man, get the hell out of here, man. Nappy
I'm a black Indian. I'm trying to tell you.
Well, Dinus, can I say something?
You said my hair is
Dinus, can I give him one response? Can I say something in his defense real quick?
Wait, my hair is not.
Can I say something in his defense real quick?
Hair. I have dreadlocks now, but
hold on.
Extremely wavy. Very wavy.
Can I just say something? One thing in his defense.
It's free. It's like very free.
Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. I just want to say one thing in his defense.
Let me just say one last thing. Both my parents have hair like the Aboriginals of Australia. That's the reason why I said all my grandmother's hair. Hold on. Let me go.
Okay, hold on.
No, you guys are laughing.
Brother, I just want to. No, I'm not laughing at you, brother. I want to actually say something in your defense. That's why I wasn't even joking. That's why I said there is some historical proof that there was a Native American slave trade.
Bro,
that did exist. Now, hold on, brother. Wait. I want to say something.
Respect. Let him show his family. Respect him.
No, I know. I just want to say something real quick. Calm down. I'm not disrespecting him.
This is full genealogy.
Okay.
Zero African. She don't have no African blood. That's an Aboriginal.
She looks like she's
That's
okay.
Aboriginal, brother. She's not African.
Man, that look like
hold on.
She has her genealogy.
Wait.
She has her genealogy.
Hold on.
A Blackfoot
Her phenotype is very Guinea to me.
That's not
so. Wait, brother.
This is her natural. Wait, listen. Let me just say one last thing. Let me say one last thing.
She had to. Hold on. Gas him up. Go ahead. Gas him up. Go ahead.
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm not going to take away. Remember, like I told you, Dinus, whatever identity of people, black people in America want to have, I support it. It's just having control of the community. But what I will say is that when you do read on it, you will see that there was a Native American slave trade. Now, was it in mass to that number that, where like everyone's saying that there's these large amounts of, quote, quote, native people or native indigenous Americans? Most likely not. However, that did exist. When you look at people like Sugarfoot Moffett, who's Michael Jackson's drummer, right? You look at New Orleans, you look at some of the music that came out in New Orleans, right? There's extensive writing on the Native American influence in jazz and some of the syncopation that comes from Native American music and how they approached it. Yes, that did happen. Now, was it in mass? I don't think so. But I do think that there were some Native Americans who were put under the banner of colored and Negro. I think that did happen, but is it mass? I don't think so.
Dennis, let me say this again. Look, brother, we all understand. We know if you have a mischild in Africa, in Nigeria, that child automatically carry his father's name. And that child become, if it's a boy and it's his first child, it becomes the first son of the family. When the child gets older, it becomes the head of the family. That child, even when they have a white mother, will never tell you. It will tell you his father's tribe and where he's from. In America, these people who come and say, look at my hair. It started with Tariq. She said, look at my hairline. You understand? There are people, their father and mother, inside 1920s, 30s, know who they are. You understand? And these people tell, okay, if they mix with Indian, then tell us who is your Indian father and mother. If you have Indian father, then you belong to the Indian father. But who's your Indian father?
But that's not. But brother, first off, you see what you're doing is, look, this same Nigeria that you're calling, not everybody was patrilineal. For example, the Ija, you look at Jaja of Opobo. Jaja was from the Igbo land, became Ija through conversion. Like the Hebrew, you can become Hasidic Hebrew after you go through some process. Not everybody in Africa was patrilineal. Some people had a matrilineal legacy. Right? Now, you said earlier about the Yoruba thing. There is no Yoruba. Yoruba is an Hausa word, Yariba, which means pagan. Because Yoruba is the people of Oduduwa, not the people of Yoruba. So you yourself have to take into your culture and understand there is no Yoruba man.
The Nupe named the Nago people Yariba. The Nupe did.
Yeah, it's an Hausa word that means pagan. The people who get it, and then they don't even talk about that.
Right. So
listen, even the so-called Igbo, there's no Igbo identity. You had different groups. Different groups. That is why there is no king of Yoruba. The Oni of Ife is the Oni of Ife. He's not the Oni of Yoruba.
You're not African American, and you're not gassed them up. And
brother, that's
you're not African American either. We African Americans got mixes of indigenous, African, and European, and varying degrees of those. So what? That's not a big deal.
Brother, look, it's not a big deal at all. But what we're saying, when you hear somebody say, I'm not African, it's indirectly hating Africa. This FBA of a teens or whatever they are. Look, Africans really don't really think too much about Black American, really. And when we saw the Black people the first time, we were just in TV.
Problem.
Look, we're just in TV. We're just in TV. And that TV at that time, with what they throw to us first. I'm not talking about the elites who came to America inside 50s to study all these things. I'm talking about the TV aspect. The majority of Africans is through Good Time, JJ, and all those things. They come Cosby and all these guys that came later. They out of the blue, we start seeing on that type of Americans again, we call hip hop. It's our early 90s. I'm telling you, for 70s to 80s now.
But brother, do you see the problem of what you just said? Look, this is the problem. That's what I was saying. What you are describing is the problem of Black culture in America. They don't control their narrative. So you as an African, all of us as Africans on that continent, what we are seeing is TV. And so we think that the typical Black American family is like JJ from Good Times, or like the Cosby Show, or like A Different World. That's not the case. That's a template. That's a model. That's what they're pushing, which is now they're pushing Lizzo. They're pushing things down our kids' throat, which is what they're not pushing. They're pushing trap. to these African kids, and the African kids are copying. So when I said the African culture is being thrown away, you came on here upset and defensive. I said, no, I don't know what part of Africa you're talking about. Come on, my guy. If you go to Lagos right now, are you telling me that all these Yahoo boys are acting like Yoruba children or acting like Igbo children? Come on, stop that nonsense, man. That's what's wrong with Africa right now.
My brother, if you come to Nigeria,
grandson lives in Ikeja right now. Frederick Douglass' great grandson lives in Ikeja.
My brother, if you still come to Lagos, if you still come to Lagos,
I want to hear talk about Frederick Douglass.
He went to Ejigbo with Frederick Douglass' great grandson lives in Ikeja right now. He went to Ejigbo with this little boy, and this boy tells the story. This little boy tells the story. He translates from Yoruba to English, and it's a group of them going to Ejigbo. And they're telling the story of when they came and took people from their family. By the time he finished telling the story, how they remember, and they tell stories about how they took people from Africa and brought them here to slave. Everybody was in tears when this little boy was translating from Yoruba to English in this little village called Ejigbo. This is the reality that we're talking about, the connection.
Brother, if you go to Lagos, you said that guy grandson is there. If you go to Lagos, you see the returnees, the Brazilians that came. But those guys never said they are original of Brazil. They came, they assimilate. Most of them bear Yoruba names now.
I just gave you an example. I just gave you an example of.
No, hold on one second. I got to interject on that. No, a lot of those Brazilian returnees kept their Brazilian last name.
Their first name, De Souza, because
they kept their name. Then they Fernandez.
They kept their first name. But
do you know Fela was one of them? Fela is a tether. Fela was his people from Brazil. Yeah.
The mother, but not the father. The father.
No, but what I'm saying to you, my brother, is don't come on these platforms and make apologies for our lack of coding our African culture. That's what Dynasty showing in the video. That these young Africans are trying to do drill, and there's a problem.
Who are the children of those people that took them? That means we're confused. That's what I told you. Where are the children?
No, we're not talking about FBA. No, we're talking about the topic. Yeah, forget about FBA. I don't even know why FBA come on these platforms. The topic of this video, what Dynas posted, is now in Africa. You have Ghana drill, Nigeria drill. You have all these African kids copying what they think is African American culture because they see it in the media. Because black people in America cannot control their image. And when I said it, you got defensive and said, oh, no, I don't know what you're saying. Africa still has its culture. That's a lie. If Africa still has its culture, why are these girls going to Dubai so people can shit in their mouth?
My brother, me that speak broken English to you now, right? I speak it more frequently like this now. But way back, right, I was copying the Black American way of speaking, right, when I was 13. You have to understand, I'm an old school guy, right? I went to University of Benin, right? I graduated University of Benin in 1995. So when breakdance came to Africa, called Ozo, right? We were all breaking it. Trying to be like Michael Jackson, all those birds in the hands that have different names came out. We were wearing zoots and all kind of their pants. We were wearing then. My brother, this is our phase. Reality will catch you. When I braid my hair like Chris Cross, I wake up one day, my father came and take my hair off. My father studied in United States, but I studied in Nigeria. But when the time comes for me to face my study, my father forced me to face my study. The culture is thick. You can never beat it. That just
my brother, look, may I tell you something? What you are saying, hold on, let me just tell you something in Nigeria. See, my brother, what you are saying happened in those days. The Nigerian youth of today, no one hear that one where they talk. Don't be me dead Nigeria. Don't be me dead ground. You think say all these young youth they send with you they talk? They don't send all that one again. Nigeria has changed. Okay. That Nigeria you're talking is 1980.
If you come Nigeria, you come.
Don't tell me if you come. Do you know if I'm in Nigeria right now? Okay. Because I didn't say. Do you know if I'm in Nigeria right now?
My wife now. White woman marry. I know they had now. White woman marry. Come visit Adeleki. Now white woman me marry. Dutch woman. When I tell you this so. Yeah. Now white woman marry. I they work for Nigeria. Yeah. I they work for Toto F. I know they lie to you. Come Nigeria. My culture. My wife. I see how if I lose my culture, I lose my identity. I lose who I be. You are telling so
And we're
even the
saying
food,
that
even
you, when we're
even the
talking
food,
about, see, my brother,
even
you're making a
even the
mistake.
food, even the food that they
My
eat,
brother, we're not talking about you.
they prepare them.
My,
You know
my brother, we're not talking about you. We're talking about the youth, the kids who are 21, 19, 18, 23, 25. All these Yahoo boys in Lekki, all these boys walking around, all these girls selling their culture because they are ashamed to be African. They don't think that African culture has anything to offer them, and they are looking outwards for their
It's not true.
self-identity.
It's not true.
Okay, it's not true. Okay, it's not true. Sorry.
What percentage of the population are Yahoo boys? Mexican cartels, they sell drugs, but they still eat tacos and they retain their culture. Criminality has got
So
nothing to do with
tacos
culture.
is Mexican culture. Tacos is Mexican culture.
Listen, you need to listen. You need to wait, learn to listen.
Burna
Okay?
Boy,
You need to
not be your
wait. You
brother.
need to listen to
Burna Boy, not be your brother, not be your job
crime,
boy.
crime has got nothing to do with culture. Okay, crime exists
Burna
in
Boy, not
all
be your brother,
societies.
not be your job boy. Burna
So
Boy
don't
lose the
tell.
culture.
So don't tell us
Kid,
that.
kid, let him finish.
Wait. You just said
don't-
Dennis. You know that Burna Boy.
I'm trying to hear the guy Moochie. Go ahead, Moochie. One mic.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell this guy you should wait. Listen, I'm saying Yahoo boys are a small percentage of the population in Nigeria, and crime exists in all societies. Okay, Mexicans, they commit crime, they sell drugs, cartels, and all this and that, but they still retain their culture. You cannot link crime to culture and say just because they're listening to American music or they're Yahoo boys, therefore they're losing their culture. That is just a false logic. That's just false logic. Makes no sense. That's not true.
Okay, so can I respond to you?
Yeah.
Look, I
Okay,
live
so
close to
listen.
Igbo man.
Wait, hold
Igbo
on.
man is
Wait.
my neighbor. Yeah, Igbo man is my
Get
neighbor.
over.
If
Come
I
on,
wake
bro.
up, if
Let
I wake up
speak,
early
let
in the
somebody
morning,
speak.
if I wake up early in the morning, if I wake up early in the morning and I see the guy on his driveway, I go call him Ogbefi or Odogu, because I know it's an Igbo. My brother, culture here, they're strong. Where and you cannot mess with it. It's only inside my house.
My brother, you're hiding in Lekki talking about culture. No disrespect. At the end of the day, at the end of the day,
Respond
see,
to me.
listen, Muchi. Okay, Muchi.
Yes.
First and foremost, the guy brought up Burna Boy. Burna Boy, Dennis, I don't know if you know. Let me respond. Muchi, slow down. I'm gonna get to you. I'm gonna get to you, Muchi. You're not that important right now. I'm gonna get to you.
I didn't talk about
Dennis,
Burna Boy.
the guy.
Oh, God,
Slow down.
Goodness. Go ahead, gas him up. Shit, I'm giving you a headache. Go ahead.
Dennis, this guy Burna Boy, who all the Afro beats, everybody's like, oh, Burna Boy is African culture. This guy was just in the club in Nigeria. He had to run out of the country. Him and his entourage.
His friend shot.
Yes, exactly. Acting like a literal, fool, because that's gangster culture. Right now, here's what I'm saying, and I'm not saying that's African American culture. I'm saying that's gangster culture, which in his mind, he's trying to be like the young thugs of the world. That's what he's thinking, right? But here's what I'm saying to respond to the brother's point, because he's trying to say, oh, it's what percentage is Yahoo boys. At the end of the day, if you go into Nigeria, and I don't have to tell you if I'm in Nigeria or not, but I'm in Nigeria frequently. I can be in Nigeria right now. You wouldn't even know. But the point is, if you're in Nigeria and you're walking the streets of Nigeria, depending on where you are in certain cities, these young children, if you ask them about their culture, I'm not talking of villages and towns. If you ask them about their culture, if you ask them about their history, you ask them about their language, they don't know, they don't appreciate, they don't see value in it. And that is something that nobody wants to talk about. So that is why Dynas posted a video of these guys from Liberia, these American or whatever African Liberians, making drill music with a goat in the video, showing guns.
Whoa, stop the show. They weren't American Liberians. They weren't.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Pardon me. They're not American. They're African Liberians, whatever they are, Congo Liberians. These guys are making these videos, showing guns, doing all this stuff.
Let me stop you. They're not Congo. They're indigenous native Liberians. Go ahead.
Okay, they're indigenous. Pardon me. See, I don't want to speak on what I don't know, but I'm talking about the video, right? Thank you for correcting me, Dynas. But these guys are doing this now. If this guy is saying what percentage, that's a great point. However, it's in the media, and most of us get a lot of what the information that we observe is through the media. That is why when he was talking, I'm not saying my last sentence. I'm saying my last sentence before you ask me. That is why the gentleman from Nigeria was saying that when he was growing up, Dynas, what did he say he watched? He watched The Cosby Show. He watched Different World. He watched breakdancing. He watched Crisscross. So he's getting his idea that, oh, most African Americans will be like Crisscross. Most African Americans will be like this. So now when you're seeing it in the media, and you're seeing these Liberian trapper steppers, you know, get sturdy boys, eventually everyone's going to say, let's copy this. You're not seeing.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, because yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So you say, okay, that you have seen some kids. Again, you are one individual. Nigeria is over 200 million people. So obviously your sample size of who you talk to is very minuscule, okay? So you cannot extrapolate it and make a great point. But anyway, let's just assume it's true, okay? So let me ask you, here in the US, I'm in the US, do you think that if I ask the young African-American kids around here who are under 18, do you think a lot of them know about slavery? Do you think a lot of them know about the transatlantic slave trade? And if not, so what point does that make?
Are you in the US? Are you in the US?
I'm in the US, yes, of course. I'm in the US.
Okay, so Dynast, this is why I said this guy is new to these platforms, because if you would know that I've been on this platform many times and I've told everyone I'm an educator. I'm actually, hold on, brother. Moochie, can I respond? Moochie, you asked me a question. Can I respond? Moochie, can I respond? Man, Moochie, can I respond?
No, I cannot keep
listen, Moochie, wait, listen. Moochie. If I was lying, Dynast, hold on. If I was Moochie, slow down. If I was lying, Dynast would have kicked me off. That's a fact. This is a platform.
Before many times I've been on the platform. So don't say if I had been on the platform. So you're lying. That's what I'm telling you. You're lying.
Okay, so again, like I said, I'm in the education field in the United States. I'm actually an educator, right? So now, in terms of the curriculum, African-American children are exposed to the history of slavery, all American children. Now, depending on which state you go to, there's contention, you know, Texas will have this, New York will have this, you know, depending on which state you go to, the school board curriculum will differ in terms of what they're talking about slavery. However, let's juxtapose that with West Africa. In West Africa now, you have WIEC, West Africa Examination Council. There's no mention on the history of slavery and the slave trade and the groups responsible for it, which you can actually trace and track. So to answer your question, actually, yes, if you were to ask the average African-American child about slavery, they may not be able to give you a dissertation, but they can tell you about slavery. Whereas if you were to ask the average West African child about slavery, they would draw a blank.
Wait. I'll push back on that. Okay? You say the education system is so good in the US, they learn about slavery, right? Fine. So
I never said it was so good. I never said that. I never said it was good.
Okay,
I didn't say it was good. Say it again.
Okay,
I didn't say that.
You say they know about slavery. Please let me speak, okay?
I answered your question.
Okay,
I answered your question.
Let me speak. Keep quiet. Let me speak. I said, you say they know about slavery. So if they do, how come we have these thousands of idiots on the internet that say they have nothing to do with Africa when their skin color is as charcoal, is black as mine, but they say they have nothing to do with Africa? So how do you explain to me, since they know so much about themselves, how come?
Okay, so can I answer the question?
An association with Africa, yes.
Okay, twofold. One, this is it's America, right? It's the land of the free. You have every right to have your own opinion. That's one. There is what you call alternative opinions. There's alternative hypothesis that these people can have, they can create. They find certain information that they may agree with, that they may disagree with. I've said, and I just said when the brother was talking, I said there's a book that you can read about, called The Native American Slave Trade. That did happen. So if you're saying, oh, if they're taught about slavery, hold on, I want to answer your question. How come you have these idiots? Well, they're not idiots. They're entitled to their belief. That doesn't make them idiots, right? 600 years, hold on, 500 years ago, people thought that the earth was flat. That didn't make them idiots. That's the information they had at their time. So again, everybody's entitled to have their difference of opinion. That doesn't make them idiots. Okay, so you are wrong to even call them idiots.
So those kids in Nigeria that might not want to follow their culture, they might be minuscule, but they are entitled not to follow their culture if they so choose, because you are saying that African Americans are at liberty to believe in alternate universe, right? So why do you not give the same grace to the African kids? Because the problem I have with some of you guys, right, is especially some African Americans, you always want to come hard on Africans, all right? But you don't do the same to your own to fellow African Americans, right? And then
can I tell you why?
Wait, let me finish, right? Because just like you Dennis today, this topic is talking about refugees, right? I have friends right now that came here as refugees from South Sudan, helicopter pilots. Okay, doctors that came from South Sudan as child lost soldiers. Okay, intelligence guys in the military, guys with responsible jobs that came here as refugees. So don't take 1, 2 refugees dancing on the street, acting all foolish. Of course, a tiny proportion of any population is going to be foolish. But I can tell you this: as Africans that come to the US, it's a tiny proportion that gets into trouble. I don't have one single friend that has ever been in jail that's African. You hear me? I don't have anyone that has ever been in trouble who is an African. They respect the law. They know why they came here. So don't try and make Africans look like stupid. Africans are very,
but why did you take it as Africans? I mean, look like stupid. You're a defensive African. Stop being defensive. Dennis posted a video.
Listen, you know why?
Look, hold on. I want to respond.
You know why? Wait. You know why? Because the Zimbabwean is the only black billionaire in England. Okay. And there's so many blacks there. So don't tell me you get defensive.
Wow, clap. What does that mean? What does that mean?
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
We can achieve when you come to any country, we can achieve.
And you needed to become a billionaire to realize that you can achieve?
It's one metric to achieve in this society. So what? Yes.
No, wait. You needed to be a billionaire before you realized that you can achieve?
No.
Is that what they're saying?
You're trying to be silly. You're trying to be silly, my friend. All I'm saying.
I'm asking you a question.
You don't need to be, but all I'm saying is,
if you come to Nigeria here, right? The first thing, no matter how you grow in Lagos, in Nigeria man will ask you where you for the call. Look in Lagos, everybody that live in Lagos, we all come from different villages. You understand? These people that, apart from the returnees, the Brazilians that live inside Lagos here, if you're not from that clan, that side, you come from a village. And you come from, even Davido come from Osun State, you even see him referring to his own state. The brother boy is talking about now is from Port Harcourt area there. We all know where it's from. All these guys you see, Wizkid, we all know where it's coming from. In Nigeria, no matter how rich your father is, how exposed you are here. Look, my brother, when I married my wife, I told him about my tribe and where I'm coming from. Here, no matter how exposed you are, even let you be in America, you must know where you're coming from on your tribe. And that even for some job here, you must have to feel where you're coming from. You understand me? Which tribe are you coming from? Which state? With the state.
And you're proud of that? Are you proud of that?
No, but proud
you're
of it.
Proud of that.
It's just the way the system works. It's just the way
no, wait, you're proud of that. That's the way the system works. You're happy about that.
I never say that, oh, these Yahoo boys, they don't.
So
they
wait,
don't,
you're happy about that.
African culture is too thick to wipe up. You can never wipe it out. It's part of your life.
Nobody said it's wiped out. What we're telling you is that it's slowly being degraded, and you guys are acting.
Well, my brother, it's too strong. It's too strong.
What is too strong? If it was so strong, the slave trade wouldn't have happened because you guys want to be billionaires and executives. That's why you guys sold our people for clothes and gin and top hats. What are you talking about? The African culture is too strong. I'm not bringing anything other. I'm bringing what it is. I'm bringing what it is.
My brother, look, Mushi, here, if you're looking for a job here, if you're looking for a job here, my brother, if you don't have your key people, which is somebody you came from the same place with, might be a Yoruba man in the top or an Igbo man somewhere. My brother, you can never get that job no matter how.
And this guy is proud of it. You see the problem that's wrong with Nigeria? You see, these old people are hiding in Lekki with this mentality. You see this problem that we're dealing with?
I told you.
You see the problem that we're dealing with. This is the problem right now. And this is what this guy is calling culture. Look, hold on, brother. You see, what you're doing is wrong. And it's false and it's not rooted in anything. What you're spouting is colonial culture. Because first and foremost, that's great. You're not in America. That's beautiful. That's good. You're hiding in Lekki. You're in Lekki. We know where you are. You're hiding in Lekki. Look, at the end of the day, what I'm telling you is what you're spouting is American culture. Sorry, not American, colonized culture. How can it be colonized culture? I'll prove it to you. Because again, at the end of the day, if you read a book, and I mentioned it the last time I was on, it's called How Igbo and Yoruba Became Different Languages. You'll see that, you're laughing, I'm telling you, you will see that Africans were intermixing, intermarrying way before the Oyibo man came to Nigeria. There was an Igbo guy there was an Igbo guy on YouTube who took a DNA test. He found out he had a lot of Hausa and Fulani blood in him. What does that tell you? It tells you that his grandma and his grandfather were stepping outside doing some funny things. So this notion that you just said, what you just said, hold on, brother. What you just said is the problem. No, brother, wait, brother. What you just described, brother, what you just described, brother, slow down. What you just described, that you told Muchi so proud and arrogantly, is what is wrong with the old God of Nigeria. And that is why the youth are no longer looking to you guys. They don't send what you're saying. You're nice in your lucky, in your gated community with your nice car and your favorite foods. May I ask you a simple question? When the last time, may I ask you a simple question? When the last time you entered Danfo? When the last time you reached Oshodi? Walk out the market by yourself without sending your houseboy? No, wait, answer that question. When was, Baba, answer that question, please. When was the last time? Baba, answer that question. When was the last time? Thank you. So, thank you. I said, when was the last time? How many years ago? How many years ago,
my brother?
How many years ago? No, answer now. How many years ago? Thank you. You see, this is what I'm saying. You're living in a bubble. You're living in a bubble, and those children are not paying attention to what you're saying.
My brother, because of the fresh blood, you will see inside our DNA, you must see Fulani, you must see that is there. Because in Nigeria, you cannot even marry inside your own tribe. You have to go and marry for the other side. So based on those things, look, I'm married to a Dutch woman. My children are mixed. You understand me? But if you test them, you find white inside them. You understand me? You find me inside them. It's 50-50. But they are from my tribe. You understand me? And I'm telling my first daughter, look, when you want to marry in Nigeria here, you must have to tell me to know which tribe is this guy coming from. You see, I like the American way of life those days. But they didn't wipe away my culture. You get what I'm telling you now, my brother. Even the way I walk here, people with my last name, people know, oh, this Yoruba man. You understand me? What I'm trying to say is this. Culture is too thick to wipe off.
You mentioned tribalism. There's no tribalism in culture. Remember, all of us are sons of Oduduwa. It didn't say son of Yoruba. Oduduwa is not son of... You see, what you are doing is confusing things. You are trying to conflate tribalism and culture, and they are not the same thing. There is... Hold on, brother, listen. There is no room for your tribalism. There is no room for your tribalism.
If you test their DNA after 600 years...
Hey, we're not talking about... Hold on, 1 second. Let me read this super chat. Can gas them up, share what he is doing about the youth in Nigeria, since you're an educator and seem to know the problem. Gas them up. Go ahead.
Listen, I'm not answering any of these questions, Dynas, because one, I don't need to put myself out there. All these people coming here looking for solutions. Y'all read books, solve your own problems. Don't look to me. I'm not your hero. I'm not your leader. I'm not here to do any of that. Don't ask me for solutions. I solve my problems and help my community as best as I can. You, Senu, or whoever you are, take your energy and fix your own problems. The internet is there. Everything is global. The markets are free. Figure it out. Don't ask me for solutions. That's the problem that's wrong with Black people, period. We're always looking for this leader to come and save us with these solutions. Everybody can read. You can read the books. The answers are there. So if you read, you get your own solutions. If you think, you consult your ancestors, you tap into your spirit world, you follow the science, whatever it is you want to follow, whatever it is. You want to be Hebrew Israelite, you want to be Gullah Geechee, you want to be Blackfoot, Creekfoot, I don't care. Solve your problems. Let's control the Black community. Let's figure it out.
I like the Gullah, the one you don't mention, the Gullah Geechee. I like those ones a lot. Any African American or Black American, if they want to be called like that want to visit and know they are Africans, no matter how they want to twist the thing up. 80%, those guys that carry 80% Africans inside them, my brother. No more. Look, most Africans don't even get 80% inside them because the way we take intermarriage here. You understand me? We they marry intermarriage here because of this fresh blood. Any African American will carry 80%, 90%, 70%. My brother, now Africa a B. Now Africa a big. Now just for them to come find a way for inside this society or Africa, what would they so? They even get opportunity with the
See,
dollars.
what you're saying is a problem. No, they're gonna get. Listen, let me tell you, African Americans, if you don't go there with the right African beside you, these Nigerians are gonna scam you because they're looking at you like dollar signs. Because they even scam their own family members. Don't let anybody hype you up, man. Don't let anybody hype you up, telling you that yo, come to Africa. They're gonna scam you too. Look, you hear what this brother just said? He is saying that if you have the last name, hold on, wait. You said if you have the last name that is either Yoruba or Igbo, then you get the job. You see the problem in Africa? And these Africans are proud of this. They say, oh, that's the system. And then they're telling you that that's culture. That's not even African culture. So now if African Americans, hold on. So if Dynas, hold on, wait. Dynas, hold on, brother. Dynas' last name is Amir. So now Dynas comes, his last name is Amir. They might think he's Fulani. So are you saying because he might be Fulani or Hausa, they won't give him a job? That's the problem. So now you're going to tell these African Americans to come down to Africa with this type of nonsense still in place, and you think they're going to be able to survive? No, they're not going to survive. Let's change all that nonsense. The tribalism that you guys are espousing are not African culture.
How did the Brazilians survive that? At one time, they were the richest Nigerians. These Brazilians that came. It's business. It's networking. That's just the way it goes.
No, that's not how they survived.
The Brazilians
they survived. No, they survived because listen, let me tell you how they survived. Many of them were slave traders. That's one. Two, even with the business, keep in mind when Africa was being colonized, who colonized them? The British. So they, coming from Brazil, had more exposure to the European system than the native African. That's what gave them an advantage. And of course, they stuck together. That's all they did. They didn't do anything special.
You say this African. Okay, so you say this. Wait, brother, wait. You say these Africans, right? I want to ask you. You say, are you asking African Americans to come to Africa? Where are the invitations for African Americans to come to Africa? I haven't seen one. African Americans who are going to Africa like Dynasty, they are going there by their own will because they want to go to Africa. Okay, just like an
because people like you are colonized. Why would they come?
Wait, just like Africans who come to America, they come of their free choice. When they want to go back, they go back. So don't act like there's Africans sitting around waiting for African Americans to come and serve them. No, hell no.
No one said that. What are you talking about, Muchi? Look, you're being a defensive African. You see, it's Africans like you that give us a bad rap. You're defensive. You're angry at African Americans. Oh, we're not inviting you. You should be inviting them. You should be inviting the cream of the crop. You should be. You should be ashamed that Zimbabwe has not done a better enough job to invite the best of the best African Americans and Africans in the diaspora to help Zimbabwe. You should be ashamed.
Nobody gets invited. If they want to come, they'll come. Nobody
okay, well, you don't say that to the Israelis. You don't say that to the Israelis. The Israelis invite all Israelis and all Hebrew Jews around the world. The Israelis invite all Hebrews and Jews that are their people around the world to come and develop Israel. Open your eyes and think. Stop being a defensive, closed-minded, tribalistic African. It's people like you. It's people like you and your forefathers that destroyed that continent and were heavy in the slave trade. It's people like you guys. It's people like you.
My friend.
People like you, when you saw the Dutch and you saw the British, and people like me that said, I don't want to join them and we don't want to trade with them. The next thing I knew, I ended up in a ship going to Barbados because of people like you.
No, there was no slavery in my part of the world. So don't talk about that nonsense to me, okay? Don't talk about that.
That's a lie. You were just helping the other guy said that slavery was all over the world. You and that Bomber T DJ guy. You were just defending him. You were just defending the guy who was on the panel. No, not crime. When the guy came on the panel, he said slavery was all over the world when Kala was on the panel, and you were in the chat supporting him to say slavery was all over.
I never did. You lie.
So you didn't support him? You weren't supporting him in the private chat?
I speak for myself. I don't support anybody. I speak for myself.
Oh, okay.
With somebody, but I speak.
Okay.
This is your problem.
Listen, like I said, Muchi. No, you can't tell me my problem. You're not a psychologist. I don't know you, and I don't want to know you to tell you your problem. Like I said, your type of thinking is what causes Africa's downfall today. Because guys like you are heavily colonized. You're proud that you have a Zimbabwean billionaire in England. Whoopee! Happy.
Yes,
Black man has done what the white man has told him.
Yes, I am.
Good.
Hey,
good. Keep it up.
Listen. I am proud that my classmate is the CEO of the biggest technology company in Africa. Okay, with operations in the Middle East and South America. So what?
Good job. Good. So why are you here? So why come on these platforms? Why come on these platforms? These platforms are predominantly for African Americans who want to engage with Africa and like-minded African people who don't want to scam them, who want to welcome them back to Africa. Wait, hold on, Muchi, wait, listen, Muchi, wait, let me tell you this, Muchi. No, let me tell you what these platforms. Let me tell you because you guys. Wait, Muchi, I'm gonna give you a chance. I'm gonna tell you my piece. I'm almost done. These platforms typically are for African Americans like Dynast who go back to Africa, who want to engage with like-minded Africans, who want to welcome them to Africa, help them, build something with them, partner with them, not scam them. If you guys don't like them, or you like them halfway, or you don't really want them, stop coming on these platforms.
You're making an assumption. Nobody ever said we don't like. If you cared, I was here.
Then start inviting them. Then invite them.
I was on the platform here a few days ago talking about putting money together, and I said I would put 50 grand, and everybody could put some money, and we can do business in Africa. So don't tell me about if you like African Americans or don't. Okay, you don't know me, so don't speak on my behalf. Okay, don't speak on my behalf. Don't do that. Simple as that. If you're intelligent, you say an educator.
Nobody's speaking on your behalf. So again, these platforms are for African Americans who are trying to go back to Africa and build with like-minded Africans. If that's what you want to do, come on there and build with them. Don't come in there and criticize them because they say, that your person is black and who is black. Well, why do you care about all that, man? Why are you worried about that?
Okay, I'm African. If you criticize Africans, then I will be here to defend Africans. And you are not dinner.
So they criticize Africans, you're here to defend Africans. Africa doesn't need you to defend them. Isn't that what you said? No one's welcoming them. No one's waiting for them. So no one in Africa is waiting for you to defend them.
African American. Why are you speaking for
No one in Africa. No one in Africa is waiting for you to defend them.
African American. You said you're from.
You don't know what I am. You don't know what I am.
You just said
you don't know what I am.
You said
you don't know what I am.
So, are you African American?
You don't have to know that to have an argument or have a discussion. That's weak if you can't have a discussion with me about knowing who I so-called am. Let's talk about what we're talking about. Don't worry about me. Talk about the ideas and the veracity of my argument.
So you don't get to define who comes on this platform. If Dynast says,
I didn't define who comes on the platform. I'm just saying that it's Africans like you that make it hard for African Americans to come back on the continent.
Who say that?
What do you mean who says that? It's proof. It's people like you.
All right, hold on. One mic, hold on, guys. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Bullet, go ahead, Bullet. Unmute yourself,
you know
Bullet.
What? You make a lot of assumptions. Maybe I used to Africans that can speak back to you.
Okay, go ahead, Bullet.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to what Gets Them Up said. I agree with Gets Them Up. Currently I live in South Africa. So we have this thing where my fellow South Africans are saying South Africans should be employed, only South Africans employed for jobs that South Africans can do. So when our African brothers come, they are fighting this, that it shouldn't happen. But in their own country, they do not allow other people to be employed in the jobs that they can do. Because last time I saw that in Nigeria, there was a bill that was added that said you won't hire someone outside Nigeria if Nigerians can do that job. And then South Africans are asking for the same thing, but our fellow Africans are refusing. But in their own country, they are doing what we want. So I agree with Gets Them Up that even now, for example, if maybe a Zimbabwean goes to America, you are going to expect that you get a job and live your life. But go to Zimbabwe. There are certain sectors where it is only Zimbabweans. If you are not a Zimbabwean, you will never
stop the show. Whoa. Hold on. Stop the show. We only got 27 likes. Man, y'all better hit that like button. I swear, Negroes. Hit the like button.
Dynast is 237. It's 237. You're lagging. Dynast is 237.
Okay, I was about to snap. All right. I mean, we still hit that like button. Come on, y'all. Hit the like button. All right, go ahead, Bullet.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys understood me that all we have been asking for is what is being done in the African continent, and they are painting our country as xenophobic. We have been asking to be employed in small jobs like working in restaurants or the hospitality industry should only be for South Africans. And our African brothers are fighting it. They are even going to court. But go to their countries, you will never find a South African being employed there. They refuse. They
That's
only
a
hire
great
their
point.
own people. Yes,
That's a
and
great point.
it's painful. Even Zimbabwe, they have installed a policy that certain sectors they will only hire Zimbabweans. And when South Africans are asking for the same thing, they are painting us as xenophobic. We are lazy. We are jealous of our hardworking African brothers. Guys, I want to make something clear here. White people like hiring our African brothers because they are abusing them. There are untold stories of Malawian women that are being raped by white people. They are employers, and they can't even open cases because immediately they will be deported. This is the things that they like. If you hire an African migrant, even if you abuse that migrant, they won't be able to do anything. They are not being hired because they are special or you are good in what because they can be abused. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
So I'm from Zimbabwe. Let me tell you something, man. Illegal immigration happens all over the world. Okay, so South Africa should just control their borders better and make sure they put the laws in place that that illegal immigrants don't get the jobs that you want to get. As simple as that. But illegal immigration in the
guys.
U.S. there's thousands that
Yeah,
come
yeah,
in
yeah.
every day. Every day.
Okay, okay, okay. Shout out. Okay, hold on, y'all. Shout out to Brandon Burns for the $5 holla. That's not enough for no chicken wings, though. Brandon, $5 ain't enough for the chicken wings. All right, so chicken wings, you got to add another 15. Okay. All right, African Pioneer, go ahead. African Pioneer, go ahead.
Hey, Dynast, let me say this, man. A bullet, whatever's going on in South Africa is not good, man. So one thing I know is that I'm from
Hey,
Somalia. So
African Pioneer, are you currently in South Africa?
no, I'm not. I'm not. But I have a lot of family members in South Africa.
Okay.
So and what these guys are doing is this, and I don't care if you guys and like hard workers, you guys do all the things that everybody says that you guys do, but hey, you guys are jealous. South African people are jealous of the like African immigrants from Ethiopia, Zimbabwe, like Tanzania, Somalia, Kenya. What you guys doing is not good. You guys burning like other Africans because you guys are saying they took our jobs. Get up and stop complaining. You guys are like,
Can I just
no, let me finish.
correct
Let me
you?
finish. Let me
Okay.
finish. But the same thing is going on in America. Like victimhood. Oh, this is what the white person is doing. Hey, go to college. You know, go to school, get a degree. You know, go to work. Stop complaining. Stop saying, oh, this is what happened to my mom, my dad, my great grand. Stop saying that. Just get up and do work. You guys South Africans, you guys burning Somali guys because they come into your country with no money. They opening stores. They becoming rich. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. Mandela was a
Can
beautiful person.
can
Let me
I
let me
can
finish.
I
Let me
talk?
finish. Mandela was a beautiful human being. Okay, beautiful human being, Mandela. But the people that he left behind, to be honest with you, I'm not saying all of them, but what I'm saying, most of them, especially the ones in the ghetto, they are the worst people in the world because how do you burn, another African, how do you burn another African and think
Sad,
that's
very
okay?
sad.
How do you do that? How do you do
Yeah.
that?
Well, first
Can
and
you?
foremost, Africans are burning Africans in their country. You go to Nigeria, where somebody
Everybody
steals,
say that.
Africans are burning each
Only
other.
Can I
Come
No,
on,
can
no,
I
let's
no.
not
can
Don't
I
say
act like
that.
only
jungle
Hey,
justice.
hey,
Ghana.
hey,
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 can
don't
I
say
can
that.
I talk? Can I
Let the
talk?
South
stop,
African
stop,
answer.
stop,
Let the South
stop
African
yelling.
Yeah,
brother speak.
can I
So,
answer? Can I
hey,
answer?
let me,
African
hey, guys,
pioneer,
them up.
we had your point, or
Stop
do you have
this.
other point?
What
Do
are you
you,
doing, man?
let,
You
let,
always
let
have
me
this
answer.
picky,
Let me answer. Let me answer. Let me answer.
Go ahead, brother.
You said you have a Somalian family in South Africa,
Yes, I do.
and I'm sure the number one problem they are facing is that
The
people
number
are
one
bring.
problem they're facing is you.
Let me tell you, the number one problem they are facing is that people are breaking into businesses. It doesn't matter whether it is a Somalian or Ethiopian or a South African. We have a crime problem. People, if you own a business, people are breaking into businesses and they are taking their stuff. That's the first thing. The second thing, I'm sure you saw it made international news when was banned by 6 people. Ne? 6 people who wanted 300 rand from that guy. Apparently, people are saying South Africans were marching, then they decided to ban. This thing happened 12 o'clock in the night. 6 criminals were going door to door taking money from African migrants. The act is xenophobic. I'm not going to shy away. The act is xenophobic, but it is not people who were marching because our African brothers do not like Operation Dudula. But Operation Dudula has never killed anyone. They have never banned anyone. The Elvis Nyati was banned by 6 people who were criminals, and they were caught. They were caught. Yeah.
I'm listening to you, Bullet. And
okay.
I was born in Somalia, but I've never seen Somalia. I was raised in Kenya. All my life, I was raised in Kenya.
Okay.
You know how many South Africans? You know how much South Africans work in Kenya, peacefully, rich.
They are.
How come South Africans are always, whenever they see somebody, prospering, doing good, how come you guys,
but now you are speculating. Wait first. You are speculating.
Come on, man. Come on, I'm not.
Let me tell you. Wait.
Gentlemen, we've diverted away from the topic. We've ended up diverting away from the topic to talk about South Africa.
Can I answer you? Can I answer you? Can I answer you?
Yes, let's go with the discussion. Yes, go on.
Most African migrants live in the townships, and most businesses that are run by African migrants are spaza shops, which are owned by Somalis and Ethiopians.
Yes.
These people, we even protect them from the criminals that are breaking into shops, and these criminals do not care whether your shop is. Wait first, I'm still talking, because many people who live outside South Africa, they have their own assumptions, and you have never slept in a South African township. I'm saying that there are people who are prospering in business. We don't have a problem with someone who's prospering in business. But what I know, if you live in a township, whether you are South African or not, and they catch you committing crime or raping a woman, mob justice is going to come to you. Whether you are now the sad part is, if they catch an African migrant committing crime, when mob justice comes to him, the media takes it and says it's xenophobia. But when it happens to a fellow black South African, the media doesn't even pick it up.
Hey, Bullet, can I ask you one thing?
There are Bangladeshis that are running businesses in your township.
And Indians,
Bullet,
hold on, Bullet. I got one question, and we're gonna close out. Bullet, what's going on with the situation with the 17 people killed in the mass shooting? What's going on with that?
To tell you the truth, they killed 17 South Africans in a tavern. They made sure that everyone dies. We don't know who did it, and they do not even steal money. They did not steal anything. What's happening? Because we have a problem of crime in my country. We do not know what is happening. We do not know who killed.
Look, wait, Bullet. Let me just interject here. Hi, Darist. Thanks for allowing me. Look, Bullet, if you didn't have brought this topic here, you're not gonna get anything but hate here. So look, African Pioneer, we don't owe you shit. We don't owe you explanation.
We're closing out. I just want to know.
Yes, I want to close this, but I want to make a point. South Africans are more educated by Ethiopians. We are the second most educated group currently in Africa.
South Africans are very
no. People are making assumptions here.
No.
Why you
Listen, you
killing
don't
your
have.
own
We got it.
Africans?
We got it. You ain't got to.
I'll
Listen,
get back
it's
to
not in
Shut
that,
up.
front of you.
Dynasty. But I need to set a record straight. You allow people to come here and talk shit about us. Allow us to talk as well.
Hey,
This guy is
that's
so
the truth. Hey,
yeah.
nobody's
This guy is
talking
so
bad about you. That's what you guys did.
no.
Your own
You
hands.
need to.
Yo, I'll
Don't
leave
live
you
on
guys
your.
to do your African beef later, man. I'll see you. Dynasty, peace. Shout out to everybody, man,
Dynasty,
because
that's
this
why
is
you're
Don't
not
live
turning
on
talking
your
into
own
bad
a.
about us.
assumptions. Don't live on your own assumptions. Respect us.
That's why
So
Dynasty
don't
not
feel
from
like
South
we owe
Africa,
you
man.
anything. You live in your inside your own head. You don't know what's happening in
No,
South
I'm not.
Africa.
No, I'm
So
not.
stop
Hey,
living
you guys killing
inside
African
your
brothers,
own head.
man. Why you guys killing African
Now,
brothers?
if we're killing them, so what are you gonna do about it? When did we kill them?
Oh,
So
okay,
you live
thank
in
you.
your
You just
inside your
explain
own head.
yourself.
Oh
Thank you.
man,
Thank you.
goddamn, Lozy. Okay, Lozy.
Thank you.
What,
Now,
Thank
now,
you.
Dynasty, we are sick
Lozy?
and tired of this
Hold on.
narrative.
Dumb idiot.
One mic. Lozy.
Dynasty, nah,
Lozy, what's
man.
the update on the mass shooting in South Africa, bro?
I haven't been following it, but they saw like okay. Recently, I saw a video. I followed on the news. They said they've catched they have a CCTV video where they've catched someone on the camera. I mean, the shooter on the camera. So it's still developing. Trust me, I feel like this is terrorist attack. Something is behind this. So they still following it, but they're not giving us the direct information of who did this.
Okay,
And
I
and
appreciate
if
it.
you think
Hey,
about
everyone.
it,
Hey,
Dynasty, if Dynasty think about it, these things start to happen after. Remember, we voted neutral against Russia and Ukraine. I feel like a lot of things are gonna come, with this whole thing of BRICS and anything can happen from now. You never know.
okay. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. But till next time, family, Dynasty Mirror, search for Huru. Peace.